my rate hasn't changed.
Use any certified mechanic you want. Just bring your car in, and Endurance will pay them direct. All major parts are covered.
What I like about Endurance, they don't play games, there's no middleman. They're a solid company.
With Endurance, your car repair costs go way down, while your car's life expectancy goes way up, allowing you to drive more and pay less.
Something is going to break down. Make Endurance pay for it.
They covered a $14,000 engine replacement.
So, who's going to pay for your next car repair? You or Endurance?
Whether you put 10,000 or 100,000 miles a year on your car, if it's less than 20 years old, Endurance has you covered with unlimited miles. Plus, your plan covers 24/7 roadside assistance anywhere in the country. Call right now to get $300 off any plan, plus a full year of our top-tier elite benefits, a $2,000 value free. And all Endurance plans come with a 30-day money-back guarantee. But you have to act now. Call 1-833-608-4174 for a free quote. That's 1-833-608-4174.
Welcome back. Just before we go, Pope Leo, well, he got a spinning lesson from basketball legends.
The Harlem Globetrotters bringing some flair to the Vatican, and there's Pope Leo spinning a basketball on his finger for a couple of seconds, which is a couple of seconds more than I could spin a basketball on my finger.
Yeah, he's got me by about 3 seconds.
Yes, same.
He did a much better job than most people would in that situation. And
Yes.
we do know, folks, this Pope loves sports.
Loves, yes.
Right? In
Baseball.
terms of baseball,
Yeah.
with the I believe his team is the White Sox,
Yep.
and then you have the Chicago Bulls.
Mm-hmm.
He came from, Illinois, so hey, he loves sports. And I'm asking you, Pope Leo, please,
The triumphs and challenges of the global church. Christian World News. Weeknights at 5:30 on the Dove TV. Encouraging and informative.
Right.
Good morning. You're tuned to the Dove. Encouraging and informative. Helping Oregon, Northern California, Idaho, and Nevada start the day with news and encouragement. This is Mornings on the Dove.
Well, good morning to you and happy Thursday. Welcome to Mornings on the Dove. This is where Jerry Belden gets refueled.
Yes, it is.
This is Jerry's pit stop.
Is that obvious?
Yes, it's obvious.
Oh, my goodness.
Anyway, good morning to you. Happy Thursday, better known as Friday Eve. Got some pretty good rain last night. More on the way. Kind of smells a little refreshing,
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool out there.
Yep.
And a lot in the news. There always is. So we're bringing that to you. What's up, man?
Well, first of all, and very important, it's National Former Prisoner of War Recognition Day.
Oh, POW.
Honoring the courageous men and women who have endured brutal treatment at the hands of their captors. It's celebrated on this day because it was on this day in 1942 that the largest number of U.S. forces were captured by Japanese troops in the Bataan Peninsula in the Philippines, and went on to the Death March, and a very, very sad and historic event there. Since the Revolutionary War, did you know over 500,000 service members have been captured? So our hats off to all.
Wow, that's a big number.
Yeah. It's National Cherish an Antique Day, encouraging us to seek the deeper story behind treasures and family heirlooms. I have two that I treasure.
What?
One is the steamer trunk that a bunch of Norwegians came over from the old country with on a ship, came to the United States. I have it in my office. It's all restored.
Really?
And it sits in my office. And in the corner of my office, I have the little wooden rocking chair that my great-grandma used to rock my dad in when he was a baby.
Whoa.
How about that?
So what's the day called?
It's called Cherish an Antique Day. It's all really about family treasures and heirlooms.
Oh,
yeah.
So that's what the 9 Belden grandchildren do when they see you.
I'm the heirloom. The antique. I got Grandpa. Oh, moving on. It's National Chinese Almond Cookie Day, the only thing we have to eat. And they're excellent for serving with tea or maybe coffee. Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
They not only dip well, but their flavor pairs well with tea. And, you know, I think everything pairs well with coffee. But Chinese almond cookies, what could be wrong with that?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. And finally, save this one for last, National Winston Churchill Day.
Oh.
Commemorating the day that Winston Churchill was made an honorary citizen of the United States. It was on this day in 1963, a ceremony for citizenship presided over by John F. Kennedy, President of the United States, took place for Winston Churchill. Now, Churchill wasn't present at the ceremony, but his son and his grandson attended. And did you know, check this out, Churchill was born on November 30th, 1874 in the ladies' room of the Blenheim Palace, 2 weeks early during a dance, making his entrance into the world dramatic and unconventional. He was half American, as his mother, Jenny Jerome, was a Brooklyn-born heiress, and his dad was Lord Randolph Churchill, a British aristocrat, and he was a POW. He was held in South Africa, and after hearing that his release was unlikely, he escaped. He made a 300-mile journey, jumping freight trains and walking, and it made him a national celebrity in Britain, and he served as prime minister twice, from 1940 to 1945, and then 1950 to 1955, and he got fired twice.
Yeah.
He got hired twice and fired twice.
Yeah, his military career is really something.
Very,
well,
yeah,
you know.
interesting. Yeah.
But I have a sign in my office. It says, when you're going through hell, keep going. Winston Churchill.
He had some interesting quotes. And
yeah, never give up.
Right. And the guy wrote and wrote and wrote. He wrote literally millions of words.
Yeah.
He was
now,
quite
his
an author.
nanny basically raised him, and she was quite the Christian lady and would constantly read scripture to him.
Oh, wow. All right.
So I have a couple books in my library. One was the grandson of him hooked up with, our friend that we used to interview from Christian Post. And they did a book together on Winston Churchill, his grandfather.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
And it had to do with his Christian faith. Okay.
All right.
Now, he was a cigar-smoking, whiskey-drinking guy.
Yes, he was.
But he was quite the deal. And remember when, was it Obama that came into office, took the...
oh, yeah, he took the bust out of the
bust off.
That's right. Yes.
He came into office, and the first thing he did was have the Winston Churchill bust removed.
Yeah. Well, you know, Winston Churchill gets a lot of commentary about his consumption.
Yes.
Yeah. And he didn't just drink whiskey. He lightened up a little bit. He had champagne for breakfast.
Oh. Well.
And there's a famous quote. He was kind of a cantankerous guy. Lady Astor, who once told him, "If I was your wife, I'd put poison in your tea." And he said, "If I was your husband, I'd drink it."
Yeah. Yeah. Well, anyway, quite the guy. If you ever, go to history and see videos, his funeral was amazing.
Oh, yes.
And they put his casket on the barge and send it down the river.
I think he passed away in 65.
I
remember, I was a little kid, and I remember my mom, it was on the radio. You know, we listened to the radio all the time in those days, and it was on the radio, and she was talking about him, and I remember thinking, and she was saying, he refuses to die, he's just too tough.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, he was, his military career, and he volunteered in some things to go.
Yeah.
He wanted to, anyway.
Yeah.
What a guy. And I'm glad to see, by the way, if you ever see a full picture of President Trump's Oval Office, which has a lot of gold in it.
It does?
Okay. But it also has a lot of pictures.
Yeah.
And one of the pictures over the door before you go out to what would be like the Rose Garden used to be is a big picture of Winston Churchill, and over in the corner is the bust has been returned.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. And speaking of, you mentioned the White House and, Oval Office over here and then over here. What's over there where the East Wing used to be now?
Well, it's a pile of dirt. little bit of a problem.
A little bit. Sorry. Just wondering.
He is trying to get that done before he leaves office.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, good morning to you. Well, there we go. All right, speaking of antiques, here's one.
A look at our forecast from Grange Co-op. Today in northern Oregon and southern Washington, sunny skies with pleasant temperatures. Portland will reach mid-70s with calm winds from the northeast. Expect similar conditions across Vancouver, Wilsonville, and McMinnville. Moving down the Willamette Valley, another sunny day with highs around 73 in Salem, near 72 in Albany and Corvallis. Mostly sunny in Eugene with a slight chance of showers and the high near 72. In Central Oregon, mostly sunny with a high near 73 in Prineville, partly sunny with a chance of showers in mid to upper 60s for Bend and Sun River, sunny over in Boise, Idaho with a high near 76. Partly sunny along the Oregon coast with a chance of showers in mid-60s in Coos Bay, showers likely from Port Orford with a high near 60 through Brookings in the mid-50s and Crescent City, California near 61. In southern Oregon, partly sunny with showers likely for the Rogue Valley and highs in the low 70s for Grants Pass, Medford, and Ashland. A chance of showers and thunderstorms in Klamath Falls with a high in the upper 60s. Into northern California, partly sunny with a chance of showers and thunderstorms and a high near 70 in Wairika. Partly sunny with a chance of showers in mid to upper 70s for Redding, Chico, and Sacramento. In the Bay Area, patchy fog with a chance of rain in low 70s in Santa Rosa and Napa. A slight chance of showers in San Francisco and a high near 70. And patchy fog, then mostly sunny in San Jose with a high near 77. It's a look at your Thursday weather from Grange Co-op.
Wow, beautiful spot. We do have a little bit of a low cloud thing there.
I'll tell you what, I came in through some serious fog this morning.
Yeah, well, there it is.
Up on Agate Road, North Agate Road. Oh my goodness, watch out.
See, there's a strip of it right there. It's kind of hugging the edge of the mountain, so that's what you came down through right there.
Oh man, it was nasty.
Yeah, beautiful color there out there this morning.
Amazing how people want to drive slow in that stuff.
Oh, yeah. And ski in it slow.
Oh, no, I'm sorry I brought up fog. Okay. It's time for some great encouragement, and here there could be hardly any better from Dr. David Jeremiah.
When I read in the Bible that God gave up his only begotten Son and sent him here to this earth to die for my sin, I am just overwhelmed. I mean, I love all you guys. I love you with a lot of love, but not enough to give you my son. You can't have him. And you get what I'm meaning, don't you? Let's don't spiritualize this so that it ends up in the clouds someplace. And oh yeah, well that was some sort of no. God put it in the terms that he put it in so we would get the message. God loved his son as much as we love our sons. And he sent his son into this world. And he not only sent him into the world, he sent him knowing he would suffer and die so that you and I could be set free, because the wages of sin is death and somebody has to die. And if it's not Jesus, it's us. He took our place willingly because his Father loved us so much. He gave up heaven's best and sent Jesus Christ down here to be our substitute so that through him, the infinite God, we could be set free.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that beautiful?
Yep.
All right, a little reminder of Easter again.
Yeah.
Of course, every Sunday should be like Easter.
Yeah.
Celebrating the resurrection. All right, good morning to you. 11 and a half past the hour. Let's take a look at some of the top stories. And of course, what is and isn't happening in Iran with the ceasefire is just amazing. Mm-hmm. Apparently, Israel is, still shooting some targets, and Iran is still lobbing targets to its neighbors. Mm-hmm. So the tension over there is pretty tough. In the meantime, Secretary Vance is approaching Iran negotiations with good faith, and here's a little bit about what he had to say.
The President of the United States has told me, and he's told the entire negotiating team, the Secretary of State, the Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, he said, go and work in good faith to come to an agreement. That is what he has told us to do. If the Iranians are willing, in good faith, to work with us, I think we can make an agreement. If they're going to lie, if they're going to cheat, if they're going to try to prevent even the fragile truce that we've set up from taking place, then they're not going to be happy. because what the president has also shown is that we still have clear military, diplomatic, and maybe most importantly, we have extraordinary economic leverage. So the president has told us not to use those tools. He's told us to come to the negotiating table, but if the Iranians don't do the exact same thing, they're going to find out that the president of the United States is not one to mess around. He's impatient. He's impatient to make progress. He has told us to negotiate in good faith. And I think if they negotiate in good faith, we will be able to find a deal. But that's a big if. And ultimately, it's up to the Iranians how they negotiate. I hope they make the right decision.
Well, most people are saying, have a nice trip, and nothing's going to come of it.
Yeah.
I think that the pattern is there. And, you know, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to be pessimistic here. You always hope and pray that they would come to their senses. But they're not. They're lobbing missiles to their neighbors, and not just one or two, dozens of them. And so what's left of the regime and what power they have left and what munitions they have left is still kind of a mystery. The ship started to move through the strait, and then they said, no, they're not going to let them through. And then they say, all right, we're going to let you through, but you're going to pay a toll. I mean, the whole thing is just, we're not even close to what supposedly the ceasefire is all about.
Right.
All right, so to add to the mix yesterday, which was so interesting, is that the president ended up having the head of NATO into the White House. The door is closed. Clunk.
Oh, yeah.
The only thing that came out from those doors was smoke underneath.
Oh, yeah.
The president is not happy with NATO's lack of participation. NATO, he said, NATO wasn't there when we needed them, and they won't be there if we need them again. He does not have any confidence in NATO and NATO's position. He's outraged that NATO allies over there failure to join the Iran conflict when they are perhaps the most to benefit from the strait being reopened, and nothing, not a peep. I suspect something is going to happen in Europe as far as NATO and the United States is concerned, especially with France and Spain closing their airspace down. All of this can't be ignored.
Right.
And NATO is, I want to say this carefully, okay, so I'm not comparing it other than the circumstances. NATO is now kind of acting like Iran. Okay.
Yeah.
They're not doing anything, and by not doing anything, they force people to acquiesce to them, and they call it a win. NATO's not doing anything, and if we just let them sit there without punishment, they win.
Right.
And so I think that the president, he's basically saying, from what I understand, I don't know this to be exact, but just reading between the lines, he's saying to NATO, okay, I'm not going to fight with you now because I got to finish a war over there in the Middle East. But you're on the list.
Right.
And what that is going to be, who knows? But
how about the president puts NATO on probation, and during the probation period, we withhold all our dues and all funding to NATO, and then let them breathe on it for about a year or so, and then renegotiate.
Well. Yes. I mean, if you remember, the first thing that President Trump did in his first term is he told NATO nations, you got to kick in more money here. You got to get it up to, what, 2% of your GTB? And I'm going, well, what are you guys doing? You weren't even up to 2%?
Right.
I think you're supposed to be 5%.
Yeah.
You know? So I don't know.
I don't either.
I will say this. I don't expect him to leave office without addressing NATO and the UN.
Okay. Yeah.
That's just my 2 cents, based upon who knows what. In the meantime, the president does drop praise from around the world for the 2-week ceasefire. However, Israel's launched its largest strike against Hezbollah in Lebanon, and that has got Iran ticked off.
Totally, yeah.
And so the president said, hey, wait a minute. Your ceasefire is not with Israel. It's with the United States.
Right.
Okay?
Yes.
And so that's kind of interesting. Saudi Arabia intercepted and destroyed 9 drones in the recent couple of hours. The United Arab Emirates reported intercepting 17 ballistic missiles and 35 drones. And Kuwait military said it intercepted 42 drones. So Iran is still doing things. I don't know where these. The only thing I can think of is it's a 2-week pause.
Yeah, it's not much of a ceasefire, is it, right now?
Doesn't seem to be.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, in the meantime, back home at the ranch.
Okay, what?
The Democrats' House Committee now is planning on a conference call tomorrow, a virtual briefing tomorrow, to weigh the consideration of removing President Trump under the 25th Amendment, basically declaring that he's incompetent or he's lost his mind or something.
Now, this is the Democrat Party of Joe Biden, who didn't know the 25th Amendment existed during his tenure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So House Majority Leader Jeffrey Hakeem, is saying, Hakeem Jeffrey, excuse me.
Yeah.
He's a Democrat from New York, is thinking about on this virtual meeting tomorrow to have everybody sign in and try to pull the president out under the 25th Amendment. Okay, but you have a problem. What do you do with the vice president?
Well,
okay.
What can you do with the vice president? Nothing.
See, so, but they want him. They want him under the Wars Power Act, whatever, how that's going to be interpreted.
Yeah.
But to your point, it is very clear and very obvious that President Biden was totally incapable of being president.
Yes.
And they didn't touch him.
Yeah.
And you know what? The Republicans didn't throw that out there either.
No, you saw some expressions of dismay with the president's condition, but they never did anything about it.
Out of respect, they didn't.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, look, the only thing the Democrats have is President Trump.
In fact,
that's all they got. They don't have anything else.
If you remember, we're looking at the 25th Amendment here. Yeah. If you remember, there were those on the right, or those Republicans, who were trying to point out the diminished capacity of President Biden. Do you remember what the Alphabet Soup news media did, the legacy news media did with it? They called it a Republican disinformation campaign, that they were using altered AI videos of the president and making him look diminished. Yeah. And that's how they fought it. And then guess what happened? The debate. Remember the debate?
Oh, the debate.
And then it all fell down. They couldn't hide it anymore.
They couldn't fall there.
Yes.
And there was one other obvious moment.
What?
It was when President Biden and First Lady Dr. Jill Biden sponsored the annual Easter egg roll at the White House.
Oh, gosh, yes.
And President Biden got lost, and the Easter Bunny had to go get him and turn him around and bring him back.
Was it with NATO that, they had another world leader had to bring him back, too. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So,
well, I'm glad they figured out the 25th Amendment's there.
You know what? I hope they go for it.
Yeah. Yes.
I really do. Right. I think, if this is all you guys got, then, have a nice day. Let me know how it does.
Yeah.
Knock yourself out.
Yeah. Yep, I'm with you.
Anyway, so much for all that. Today, what do we have?
Oh, what are we eating today? We are eating cookies.
The Chinese almond cookies.
Yes, yeah.
Those are really good. With coffee, tea. All right. We're gonna go get one. We'll be right back.
Since 1934, Grange Co-op has been more than just a store. We've been a cornerstone of our community, owned by people like you. We proudly offer top-quality farm and ranch supplies, including our own Rogue feed, as well as workwear, Western apparel, garden essentials, and pet care products. By signing up as a Grange Rewards customer, you not only enjoy exclusive benefits like special offers and 1% back on most purchases, but you also become part of something bigger, a cooperative that you own and help shape. Join Grange Rewards today.
When life feels heavy, your body feels it, your mind feels it. That is why I created Organic Elements Wellness Spa, a place where wellness is not a luxury, it's a way of life. Step into our wellness lounge with a Himalayan salt room, infrared sauna, steam room, and invigorating cold plunge. Restore your nervous system, detox your body, and clear your mind. Then experience customized massage, advanced skin therapies, and result-driven facials, all designed to help you look as good as you feel. There's nothing else like this in Southern Oregon. This is your space to heal, to reset, to glow. Call today to book your private wellness party for up to 15 guests or surprise someone special with a gift certificate.
Visit Organic Elements Wellness Spa on East Main Street in Medford. Book online at organicelementspa.com. Wellness is wholeness. Voted best of Southern Oregon.
Jerry, did you know that we're farmers?
Farmers? I knew there was a reason I like overalls.
At theDove, we plant seeds of hope, truth, and the gospel every day.
And when those seeds land in the right hearts, lives change.
But every harvest needs more hands.
That's where you come in.
Today, become a farmer with theDove. Plant a seed, help it grow.
Your gift reaches someone who needs hope.
Don't wait, join us in this harvest.
Let's grow something eternal together.
Give today at theDove.
All right, welcome back. 23 minutes past the hour. A little bit of an interesting story popped up in the Pacific Northwest yesterday. You know, Pacific Corps is being sued left and right for the fires and all that.
Yeah.
And what's interesting to me, the three-judge panel a couple of days ago ruled in their favor. And they won this victory, this lawsuit, trying to was over 4 major wildfires that individuals had filed a suit against Pacific Corps, and basically said that the lawsuit was procedurally flawed. Now, here's the deal. It didn't say the Pacific Corps didn't start the fires. It didn't say Pacific Corps wasn't negligent, and it didn't say that the clients were harmed. It just found a nice way out. So it appears to me that this will go through appeal because there's been all kinds of stories on this.
Yeah.
Now, here's a little bit of FYI. Pacific Corps is owned by the $1 trillion corporation Berkshire Hathaway.
Oh, really?
Who is that?
Isn't that Buffett?
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa.
Well, he's no longer chairman of that board anymore. He stepped down, okay?
Yeah.
And it also owns Pacific Power, Oregon's second largest electrical company.
Really?
So I didn't know that you could privately own a utility. It's publicly privately owned, I guess. But anyway, the point being, on this particular case, brought to the court a class action lawsuit in 2023 by 16 Oregonians that were harmed by the 4 different fires. Right now, it looks like the court ruled in favor of Pacific Corps, basically saying that the lawsuit itself, was procedurally flawed.
Okay.
Nothing to the merits of the case.
Right.
I can't help but think that this is going to be appealed.
So attorneys made mistakes in the filing process.
Something.
Yeah.
And it takes one smart attorney to make another smart attorney dumb.
Cha-ching, let's pay some more money.
There you go. Now, this is kind of an interesting story. It's right out of our own backyard. Ashland, right down here, beautiful little town of Ashland, is discussing whether they should acquire property that would potentially serve as a wildfire moat around the city. It's called the Western Rivers Conservancy. Approached the city about acquiring 1,974 acres around the city, of which 270 acres within the city watershed. Now, why is this a good idea? Well, it's like having control of a fire coming towards you.
Okay.
So that would give them the ability to manage that land right up to the city limits. Okay.
Okay.
Now it also means that they could probably open it up for trails and stuff like that.
Oh, sure.
Okay. So the price is $7,415,000. Okay. Some of the city council members says, well, it's too much to pay, and the maintenance costs. Okay. Let me just say to the city council on this, it's my opinion, has nothing to do with anything else other than my short-sightedness. Okay.
Okay. Why?
Don't turn this into coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Oh.
If you have this opportunity and you don't take it, this is a coulda, shoulda, woulda moment for the city. And I don't know if they're going to do it, and I don't know what the residents around there are thinking, but if you really want to, and Ashland is very vulnerable.
Yeah.
You got trees right down the park.
Well, that's true, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this would be something that, now the question is, do they have the resources to maintain it and do all that? I don't know. I don't know the financial condition of Ashland. You know, they charge for oxygen over there.
Yeah, and are they on the fire map?
Jeff Golden's house wasn't.
Yeah, I bet not, huh? Oh, wow.
Anyway, that's
Okay.
my 2 cents. And I'm sure there's some citizens up there that disagree with me. But I think it's a coulda, shoulda, woulda moment.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to let other people do this, and then you have to turn around and you have to pass regulations to control something right next door to you, then you affect everybody, you know.
So
and that's what the fire map was all about.
Right, right.
You know.
So who does this land belong to?
It belongs to the Western, where's that name here?
So none of it is privately owned by like homeowners and stuff that they are going to like do eminent domain and move people out and
No, it
stuff?
looks like this is a Western conservatory, conservancy.
Oh, okay. All right.
And so it's 19. Oh, it'd help if I read the right story. It's 1,974 acres.
Wow! Wow!
7.4 million. It's called the Madrone Ridge property, and it's the Western Rivers Conservancy has it. So I don't know what the Western Rivers Conservancy is.
Yeah, I don't either.
But I have seen, myself included, the coulda, shoulda, wouldas. You look back on something, you know, you should have did it, you should have done it, and you didn't. Okay,
Right.
But in something like this around a city that is so vulnerable to fire, and the watershed and all the other problems. I mean, the city is beautiful. It sits up alongside the hill there and all that, and the surroundings. Just a neat little town. Would this be added protection? I don't know.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Yeah.
I like that.
Remember those?
Yeah, oh boy.
Okay, well, okay. All right, let's check in with the weather scene here. And we had some good showers last night. A little bit of a reprieve this morning, but it looks like more is coming. And what's interesting to me is, will it rain on Pear Blossom Saturday?
Oh, you know, that's a very good question.
Last time I looked, the percentages were way up there.
Pear Blossom Saturday looks like 95% chance and a high of about 58.
Okay, so we have seen everything for Pear Blossom.
Yeah, it may be a cool, wet day for Pear Blossom. So we'll take a look. You know what? We continue to watch the events unfold in the Middle East, specifically the conflict in Iran. And I know that there are a lot of people who are thinking we need to finish the job. What does finish the job mean? Well, Representative Carlos Jimenez from Florida explained on Varney and Company. Let's listen.
I mean, for me, finishing the job means getting rid of the regime. Now, they claim that this is a regime change, but a lot of the same people that were in the old regime are still in this new regime. So I have doubts about that. But look, I also said that at least that we need to get all of the nuclear material out of Iran and make sure that they have no capacity to create a nuclear bomb and be a nuclear-armed Iran. I'm not crazy about Iran controlling the Strait of Hormuz. So, you know, those are some of the things that I have concerns about. But, you know, let's see what happens with negotiations. Again, you know, I trust the Secretary, I trust, you know, President Trump, the Secretary Rubio, and now Vice President Vance. They had the best deal possible for the United States, but I never will trust this Iranian regime. And so unlike Reagan, who said, trust but verify, I say, don't trust and verify.
Okay.
Well, look, the history's there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, dumb us if we think that all of a sudden they're going to change.
Right.
So I think this pause is to like let the temperature cool off. Let's take a look around here. In the meantime, you know, the surveillance is looking at any kind of movement where things may or may not be. The unknown is what do you do with this enriched uranium, and how do you go get it? Or could they activate it in a suicide attempt? Because death cults don't care.
Right. Yeah.
You know. So I think he's right. I think we're now in where we have to finish the job. Think about it this way. If we don't finish the job, and for some reason the regime was able to emerge and rebuild everything again?
Yes, yeah.
You will have a Democratic president the rest of our life.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, yes.
If that's what you want.
What a thought.
It's a nice, if you want to go in the booth and pull that lever, have a nice day.
Oh.
All right. So much for peanut butter and jelly. We'll be right back.
Come fall in love with Northridge Senior Living, where contemporary, sunlit interiors meet old-world elegance. Walk through our lovely hallways and enjoy the fun staff-led activities. Forge lasting friendships with other residents and our exceptional caregivers. Dine in style. Gather near the fireplace under breathtaking chandeliers. Our reasonably priced apartments are spacious with private balconies. Northridge is Christian-owned and operated, pet-friendly, and only 2 blocks from Asante Rogue Regional Medical Center. On-site, in-home care is available. We also offer senior adult daycare, where your loved one can spend the day with us and the evenings with you. Northridge Senior Living. Your home.
Know that we're farmers?
Farmers? I knew there was a reason I like overalls.
At theDove, we plant seeds of hope, truth, and the gospel every day.
And when those seeds land in the right hearts, lives change.
But every harvest needs more hands.
That's where you come in.
Today, become a farmer with theDove. Plant a seed, help it grow.
Your gift reaches someone who needs hope.
Don't wait, join us in this harvest.
Let's grow something eternal together.
Give today at theDove.
Okay, welcome back. And the ceasefire, I don't know if it's ceased or not.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
There's exceptions to all the rules, I guess. Everybody's still, you know, I will say this. We haven't done anything. Israel's doing something and Iran's doing something, but we haven't done anything.
And Israel's not doing anything in Iran. It's going on in Lebanon.
Yeah.
Yeah, against an Iran proxy.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
yes.
So let's check in with CBN News, our friends over there. Gary Lane is hosting it this morning, and then eventually he'll be talking to our friend Chris Mitchell. So let's get an update. And it has a lot to do with the effects of the ceasefire, some of the pressure that the president's under, and all things considered. So let's take a look.
President Trump announced a ceasefire early Tuesday evening. In a Truth Social post, he said, quote, "I agree to suspend the bombing and attack of Iran for a period of 2 weeks. This will be a double-sided ceasefire. The reason for doing so is that we have already met and exceeded all military objectives." He also made it conditional on opening the Strait of Hormuz. Iran is calling it a win. On Tuesday night, a newscaster read out a Supreme Council statement saying the United States agreed to Iran's 10-point plan, which includes payment to Iran for war damage, withdrawal of U.S. forces from the region, and allowing Iran to continue enriching uranium for its nuclear program. Iranian Foreign Minister Araghchi stated that if attacks toward Iran stop, Iran will stop its defensive attacks. He also agreed to allow safe passage through the Strait of Hormuz, but only if it's coordinated with Iran's military. Lana Silk, who leads the Christian ministry Transform Iran and was born in Iran herself, says the country's leaders aren't trustworthy. She told CBN News, "The mistake we've made is imagining they're interested in any kind of rational negotiation. The regime will not be intimidated to negotiate or retreat. It's unthinkable to them." She warns that every day the regime gets a break is just another day they use to plan more attacks. President Trump is staying upbeat about ending the conflict and rebuilding Iran. In Congress, Democrats aren't so optimistic.
We now have set the region on fire. We have lost 13 American service members, hundreds of American service members wounded, thousands of people, innocent civilians throughout the region killed, prices going up, the American taxpayers paying $2 billion a day, and all for nothing.
Pope Leo criticized President Trump's remark on Truth Social that the entire civilization of Iran is going to die.
Attacks on civilian infrastructure is against international law, but that it is also a sign of the hatred, the division, the destruction that the human being is capable of.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu put out a statement saying Israel is on board with the 2-week ceasefire, but the pause in fighting does not cover Israel's ongoing battle with Hezbollah in Lebanon. Meanwhile, Iranian ballistic missiles kept raining down on central Israel Tuesday night. Folks around Tel Aviv woke up to debris, shrapnel, and damaged cars and buildings. Iran also fired missiles and drones at other Gulf nations last night, and many don't trust the regime's intentions. This Friday, negotiators reportedly are planning to meet in Pakistan to try and hammer out a deal to end the fighting. Gary Lane, CBN News.
Chris, to you first, and then Paul, what are your thoughts on the economic pressure being one of the, I guess, being the tip of the spear for pushing President Trump to make this deal?
Well, there's so many factors that he's dealing with. The global economy, the price of oil, the price of gas at the pump, the stock market, all of those things, even politically, looking ahead to the midterms. How long would this war go? Perhaps he's getting advice from his advisors that, this war could go on longer than expected. And so maybe this is a time to find an exit ramp. And now he talks about a regime change. I think people can certainly agree that there's a leadership change, maybe 1, 2, 3 tiers, but there really doesn't seem to be a regime change. And we can talk about it in a minute, but the impact it's having on people inside Iran, I think, is going to be dramatic. Yeah. Your thoughts, Bob?
Well, yeah, obviously, the longer this goes on, the worse it bodes for the president. So he laid out throughout the entire campaign a number of different deadlines. It's going to be over in the next couple of weeks before the end of the month. These numbers seem to change, but sort of giving hope that this would come to a culmination at one point, and it actually has materialized, obviously, today for the next 2 weeks. So sure, plenty of pressure, oil pressure, the gas prices back at home in the United States through the roof. That never bodes well, particularly in midterm time of elections. So I think he was seeing that front and center. There's no doubt about that. And also, you mentioned, Joshua, the art of the deal. You have to wonder in the back of the president's mind to have a little more control over the Strait of Hormuz, right? The largest shipping corridor of the entire nation, not just for Iran and where all it goes. So if he could have more control over how all that works and how it all flows and sort of dictate or assist in dictating what happens through that strait, he may consider that a huge win. The same way, when he went into Venezuela with Maduro and able to control some of the output and whatnot of the oil refineries there. So that's got to play a part of it as well. And it seems like the regime change, and you mentioned that, Chris, that really there's a huge focus here in Israel because they're the neighbors that they deal with it. And that's this evil regime has been at odds with Israel from the time of, nearly 50 years ago, where they had good relations with those Persian people at that time. So again, the regime change definition from the president, yes, they've taken out a lot of the commandment structure of Iran, but the regime change that becomes friendly to Israel, that's still kind of out there. So that's one of the questions that sort of still remains in this entire effort. And Joshua, I know, you've looked at this and talked to a lot of people around this area that this is that spiritual warfare that goes on, with that evil regime, as long as it takes hold. Are we just kicking the can down the road here and just making maybe some short-term gains for a long-term pain?
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. let it play out, I guess.
You know, all you can do is watch. You see differing stories coming out from both sides. And again, you already addressed this. What can you believe from Iran?
Well, look, there's nothing to believe there.
Yeah,
and I think what we're doing is showing the world we're trying to be as tolerant as we can. But, you know, there's another problem the president needs to think about.
What?
That's the tolerance level of the United States citizen. I have to say this. We're getting tired of the war.
Yes.
We're getting tired of high gas prices.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
We're getting tired. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay?
Right. Yes.
We have lost patience, and we certainly have lost attention span. Our attention span isn't, you know. So he may be proud of the fact, and rightfully so, that it's only been 38, 39 days, which is a record when you look at wars.
Yeah.
But at the same time, in today's culture, all right, let's get this over. We want to get back to being Americans.
Right, because we're not going to be paying this in 39 days and
No.
we're going to be happy and
we're not,
sit still. Yep.
Yeah.
You're right.
Here's a guy that's happy all the time.
A look at our forecast from Grange Co-op. Today in northern Oregon and southern Washington, sunny skies with pleasant temperatures. Portland will reach mid-70s with calm winds from the northeast. Expect similar conditions across Vancouver, Wilsonville, and McMinnville. Moving down the Willamette Valley, another sunny day with highs around 73 in Salem, near 72 in Albany and Corvallis. Mostly sunny in Eugene with a slight chance of showers and the high near 72. In Central Oregon, mostly sunny with a high near 73 in Prineville, partly sunny with a chance of showers in mid to upper 60s for Bend and Sun River, sunny over in Boise, Idaho with a high near 76. Partly sunny along the Oregon coast with a chance of showers in mid-60s in Coos Bay. Showers likely from Port Orford with a high near 60 through Brookings in the mid-50s and Crescent City, California near 61. In southern Oregon, partly sunny with showers likely for the Rogue Valley and highs in the low 70s for Grants Pass, Medford, and Ashland. A chance of showers and thunderstorms in Klamath Falls with a high in the upper 60s. Into northern California, partly sunny with a chance of showers and thunderstorms and a high near 70 in Wairika. Partly sunny with a chance of showers in mid to upper 70s for Redding, Chico, and Sacramento. In the Bay Area, patchy fog with a chance of rain in low 70s in Santa Rosa and Napa. A slight chance of showers in San Francisco and a high near 70. And patchy fog, then mostly sunny in San Jose with a high near 77. It's a look at your Thursday weather from Grange Co-op.
All right, good morning to you. Beautiful shot of our valley, but it has a little valley fog. And a guy who is kind of mysterious dealing with fog, either in an automobile or on skis, came down through that fog this morning.
Yeah.
You were in it for
I was in it, and I was surprised, and it was thick.
Did you have your GPS on in case you got lost?
I did. You know what I did? I slowed down. Yes.
Well, anyway, beautiful picture there this morning.
Well, you know, we're all looking at the unsettling effects of the disturbance in the Middle East. But some things are normal and feeling good again, and that's because Major League Baseball is playing. The season is in full swing. The teams are out there playing. The Yankees just lost last night. Anyway. Oh, man, what a bummer. Yeah. But anyway, it was on.
Get back to selling hot dogs or win.
Yeah, perhaps. But it was on this day in 1965 that a building opened in Texas that would change sports forever. The Houston Astrodome, nicknamed the eighth wonder of the world, became the first fully enclosed, air-conditioned, domed stadium on the planet. Built to beat the Texas heat, it was home to the Houston Astros and instantly became a symbol of the future. But the future came with a few unexpected problems. The glass ceiling created intense glare, making it nearly impossible for players to track fly balls. So the dome panels were painted over, killing the natural grass below. That led to another first. In 1966, the Astrodome introduced a brand new surface, AstroTurf, the world's first widely used artificial grass, changing how sports fields would be built for decades. From climate control to synthetic turf, the Astrodome didn't just host games, it revolutionized them. And it all started with one bold idea, bringing the outdoors inside. And the very first home run hit in that building was hit by Mickey Mantle on this day in 1965.
Really?
Yeah, and it's interesting, you know, when you look at the AstroTurf thing, it didn't exist before the Astrodome, and obviously, they had to put it in because they couldn't grow grass in there. But it's so weird because Oregon, we are the #1 state in production of grass seed and grass sod.
Right.
And both of our universities use AstroTurf.
So, the turf got the word Astro from the Astrodome.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So my first Republican convention that I went to was George H.W. Bush was at the Astrodome.
No way.
Yeah.
So you've been in there?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's gone now.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
That's where I met Barbara Bush. And
no kidding.
And she was a hoot.
Oh,
and
man.
she had the pearls on.
And she had the pearls. That was iconic.
That was iconic.
Yes.
All right, well, here's one for you. The president from the Oval Office greeted the astronauts yesterday as they are now within the Earth's gravity.
Pulling them back.
And they're gaining speed.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's a little bit of the conversation.
Very special hello to Artemis 2. Today you've made history and made all America really proud, incredibly proud. There's nothing like what you're doing, circling around the moon for the first time in more than a half a century and breaking the all-time record for the farthest distance from planet Earth. It's really special. I want to personally salute and congratulate Commander Reed Weissman, Pilot Victor Glover, Mission Specialist Christina Koch, and Jeremy Hansen. And I also want to thank the entire amazing team at NASA, headed by Jared, who's a very special guy, by the way.
President, this call is certainly special to all of us, and we really have a lot of faith in our administrator, Jared Isaacman, who is with you. We appreciate his leadership in NASA and in the international community. We are doing great things.
I think one of the biggest highlights was coming back from the far side of the moon and having the first glimpses of planet Earth again after being out of communication for about 45 minutes. It really just reminds you what a special place we have.
When we can, I want to look forward to seeing you in the Oval Office, and I'll ask for your autograph because I don't really ask for autographs much, but you deserve that. You really are something. Everybody's talking about this, and we will celebrate your incredible achievements and triumphs. This is big. This is really big stuff. The whole world is talking about it. I'm going to be giving you a big salute on behalf of the American people and beyond that.
Thank you for your leadership. Thank you to Jared for his leadership. Really, thank you for taking the time out today to visit NASA. It's really special for us, but it's really special for the team on the ground. A whole team of people all around the world pulled this off, and we just want to say thank you to all of you for this. It is the thrill and honor of a lifetime to have been on this journey. Today was amazing, and we're so grateful to you all. Thank you very much.
Well, there you go. Yeah. Due to splashdown sometime tomorrow in the Pacific.
In the Pacific, off of San Diego. So hopefully everything works out right. And because occasionally, you know, there are problems and they go to another location. But everything looks on track right now.
Okay, it's looking good.
All right.
All right. Do we know if this is Artemis 2? Is 3 or 4 going to land? Do we know?
I hear both of them are going to land.
They are?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let's go. Did they find Alice up there?
Did they find out? To the moon, Alice!
That was Jackie Gleason, right? To the moon, Alice.
I think they've been looking for her. Right? Okay. There was a sighting.
All right, we'll be right back.
The 71.5 Golf Challenge arrives Saturday, May 16th with a 4-person scramble, morning and afternoon shotguns, and a 6:30 award social. Register your team by April 1st for an early bird special. Score the team player pack for just $20 instead of $100 with the code EARLYBIRDIE. Become a sponsor and help kids across Southern Oregon. Visit 715.org or call 541-779-3275. At the 71.5 Golf Challenge, your drive saves lives.
Stewardship begins with the knowledge that nothing belongs to us, but everything belongs to the Lord. This helps us to run a business not in the fear of lack, but in the assurance of His care and provision. Such a perspective eliminates the drive to sell and replaces it with a heart that says serve. This begins with serving our clients and coworkers with integrity and genuine care. That's why at Kelly's, it's automotive service with a heart for God, and treating others as we ourselves would want to be treated. Our promise is to never sell our clients anything we don't believe they need. Another is to do all we can to meet other needs, such as shuttle service and loaner cars, or taking the time to really listen, even at times praying with our customers. Sometimes this means sacrifice, going above and beyond. But that's why I work for Kelly's Automotive Service, honoring God while serving people with honesty and integrity.
Mornings on the Dove covers issues affecting you.
But we also take the time to have some fun and laugh.
Sometimes that's all you can do.
And these days, we all need encouragement. Count on Mornings on the Dove to deliver just that from God's Word.
Along with the day's forecast and interesting stories from Jerry's historical archives.
So start your day with encouragement and information.
Join us for Mornings on the Dove. Weekdays on the Dove TV, radio, and streaming. 8 minutes before the top of the hour, Representative Mike Lawler, he's a Republican from New York. What do you know?
How did that happen?
How'd that happen? Anyway, he joins Fox Business there, Mornings with Maria, and they're talking about the president's negotiating, how he negotiates, the art of the deal.
Yeah.
And then, on the other hand, the escalating clashes in Washington because of those negotiating skills. Here's a little bit of that conversation.
It's quite shocking, frankly. I mean, you had over 60 Democrats calling for him to be removed under the 25th Amendment at the height of these negotiations. You have Democrats calling for the United States to no longer fund Iron Dome at the very moment Israel is continuing to be barraged by missiles from Iran. They've lost all perspective and reality. And when it comes to foreign policy, the fact is, the old way of doing it, the conventional way of doing it, where the State Department signs off on everything, ain't working. It didn't work for 47 years. And the fact is, you had a terrorist regime that was hell-bent on obtaining a nuclear weapon. Everybody talks about what has happened in the Strait of Hormuz and the fact that they, basically put a blockade in place. But this is the whole point. You're not dealing with rational actors. And so imagine if they had a nuclear weapon and they were able to use the threat of using that to exact concessions or exact certain demands that they had. Wow. The fact is, President Trump made a difficult but necessary decision at a time when they were mass producing ballistic missiles to end this reign of terror, eliminate the Ayatollah and the regime. And so now you are dealing with the remnants of this, and we will see what comes out of these 2-week negotiations.
All right. All right. Well, I think we all kind of know.
Yeah.
All right. We'll take a quick break for a Chinese almond cookie. Still looking for it.
No, you know what we're going to do?
What are we doing? We're still going.
Yeah, we got like about a minute. But who you got coming up on Focus?
Okay, I don't know.
That's okay. I got this.
No, I got Renard Jackson coming up. He's always the hoot.
Oh yeah, we will.
And Whiten Hall, he's the guy that wrote Code Red.
Oh.
The #1 best-selling book in America right now?
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, well, at a small school in Compton, New Hampshire, one first grader's loneliness has turned into a powerful lesson in kindness.
7-year-old Ben O'Reilly is deaf, and for a long time, he struggled to connect with classmates at Campton Elementary School. With no one around him who could communicate in sign language, his days were often spent alone. But then something changed. A few students began learning simple signs just to talk with him. What started as a small gesture of friendship quickly spread, first to the whole class, then the entire school. Now, students and teachers alike are learning sign language, using it in the classroom, on the playground, and even when Ben isn't there. The result? A school where one child no longer feels invisible and where compassion is being taught without a single word spoken. Sometimes the most powerful way to be heard is to learn how to listen differently.
Wonderful.
Great stuff. Yeah.
I take with you Gospel of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 25. Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat, drink, or about your body and what you'll wear. Is not life more than food, and body and more than clothes? Well, that's a interesting question.
Since 1934, Grange Co-op has been more than just a store. We've been a cornerstone of our community, owned by people like you. We proudly offer top-quality farm and ranch supplies, including our own Rogue feed, as well as workwear, Western apparel, garden essentials, and pet care products. By signing up as a Grange Rewards customer, you not only enjoy exclusive benefits like special offers and 1% back on most purchases, but you also become part of something bigger, a cooperative that you own and help shape. Join Grange Rewards today.
Applegate River Golf and RV Resort, a pristine 9-hole course alongside the Applegate River. Their clubhouse offers a golf simulator experience. The RV Resort is adjacent to the golf course with convenient pull-through parking. Applegate River Golf and RV Resort. Information at applegaterv.com.
Welcome to Fish Lake Resort, where adventure is everywhere, and everyone is your friend. The fishing is great, and the food is tasty. The RV sites are full hookup, and the cabins are cozy. It's always a good time at Fish Lake Resort, and the best part is, you can come visit any day of the year because we are open all year, 7 days a week. Visit fishlakeresort.net today to learn more and plan your visit.
Once again, our very own Dove TV was recognized for excellence by the National Religious Broadcasters with the prestigious Station of the Year Award for 2026.
And this year's recipient of TV Station of the Year Award is Dove TV.
This makes 9 times the Dove has been honored by our peers with this celebrated national award. We're grateful, and another reason to stay encouraged and informed by watching and supporting the Dove TV.
A ministry moment on the Dove.
Ecclesiastes 3:11 says this: God has planted eternity in the human heart. But even so, people cannot see the whole scope of God's work from beginning to end. Now, I want you to notice that verse. Notice it says, God has planted eternity in the human heart. What does that mean? It means that no matter where you are in the world, no matter what religion somebody has, human beings have a God-given, built-in instinct to realize there's got to be more to life than just here and now. Eternity was put in our hearts. We got to think, there's got to be more to this. There's got to be more to life after death. Why does every religion believe there's life after death? Because God wired us that way. You were made for more than just the here and now.
A ministry moment on the Dove.
Today, become a farmer with the Dove. Plant a seed, help it grow.
Let's grow something eternal together.
Give today at the Dove.
Good morning. You're tuned to the Dove, encouraging and informative, helping Oregon, Northern California, Idaho, and Nevada start the day with news and encouragement. This is Mornings on the Dove.
Good morning to you. Welcome to Mornings on the Dove. Happy Thursday. We call it Friday Eve around here. Good morning to you. We're still in springtime, as you can tell by Jerry getting lost in the flowers.
Yeah.
During the breaks, he sneezes a lot.
Yeah, a lot of pollen around here.
There you go. Yep. Anyway, good morning to you. A lot going on in the news. We'll get you caught up on some of the top stories today. Weather-wise, a little bit of rain last night, a little bit of fog this morning. Could see some more rain through the weekend, including pear blossom.
Pear blossom, yeah. It could be chilly.
We've seen everything for pear blossom. We've seen heat, we've seen snow, we've seen wind, we've seen rain.
Sometimes during the same parade.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
Yep.
All right. Anyway, good morning to you. What's up?
Well, first of all, it is National Former Prisoner of War Recognition Day, honoring the courageous men and women who have endured brutal treatment at the hands of their captors. It is commemorated on this day because in 1942, on this day, the largest number of U.S. forces were captured by Japanese troops in the Bataan Peninsula in the Philippines. And it was a famous event, and it was a sad day, and obviously we recognize it on this day. And since the Revolutionary War, over 500,000 service members have been captured. So we honor you. Also, National Cherish an Antique Day encourages us to seek the deeper story behind treasures and family heirlooms, and I have two of them. Well, I actually have more than two, but these two I really treasure. The one is the steamer trunk that our ancestors came over from Norway with. They put this on the boat, and it's been in the family. I didn't realize it. It has been restored, and I received it. And I also received the rocking chair that my father was rocked in by his grandma, my great-grandma.
Really?
And she rocked him in this chair when he was a baby, and it sits in the corner of my office. When my grandbabies come running in and they jump in that chair, I say, be careful. Be careful. So, yeah, it's a big day, Antique Day. Do you have anything that you're holding on to?
Gosh, there's a lot of little things that we hold on to.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of is our family cabin.
Oh, that is, yeah.
And this year it is 96 years old.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
So.
Yeah.
That's probably the biggest thing.
That is a family heirloom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 96 years old. Pretty interesting.
Very nice. All right. It's also National Chinese Almond Cookie Day. The only thing we have to eat is a Chinese almond cookie. Excellent, served with tea or, why not coffee. And they dip well, and their flavor pairs well with tea and coffee. And we have none. We don't have any to eat on, but it looks good. And we will celebrate National Chinese Almond Cookie Day. And finally, it is National Winston Churchill Day. Now, the reason it's today, it commemorates the day he was made an honorary citizen of the United States. And it happened on this day in 1963, a ceremony presided over by President John F. Kennedy. It took place for Winston Churchill, and although he wasn't there, his son and his grandson attended. Now, Winston Churchill was born on November 30th, 1874, in the ladies' room of the Blenheim Palace 2 weeks early during a dance, making his entrance into the world dramatic and unconventional. He was both things through his life as well. He was half American, as his mom was Jenny Jerome, a Brooklyn-born heiress, while his father, Lord Randolph Churchill, was a British aristocrat. And Winston Churchill was held as a POW in South Africa in 1899.
Right.
And after hearing that his release was unlikely, he escaped, made a 300-mile journey, jumping freight trains and walking, and his escape made him a national celebrity in Britain.
Yep.
And, of course, he traveled by ship during World War II. Check this out. Now, he had some meetings with Roosevelt by ship, and he would travel back and forth during World War II. But when he traveled by ship during World War II, he had a special lifeboat mounted with a machine gun so that he could resist capture at all costs. So put a machine gun in my lifeboat, I'm going to fight.
Wow.
Oh, how about that?
Quite a guy. Now, elected and fired twice.
Yes, yes.
Cantankerous.
Very cantankerous.
They loved to hate him.
They did, and Lady Astor famously told him, if you were my husband, I would put poison in your tea. And he said, Lady Astor, if you were my wife, I would drink it.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Well,
he was cantankerous, yes.
So, any parallels?
With who?
Trump?
Hired
and fired twice?
Twice, yes.
In the time of conflict?
Yes, the man for the job, not appreciated with that. Oh, there's some interesting parallels there.
When President Obama came into office, first thing to go out of the Oval Office was the Winston Churchill
bust. Yes, yes.
It came back with President Trump. There's parallels here. People are trying to make it. I have a sign in my office that says, when you're going through hell, keep going. No, don't stay there.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's he's an interesting guy. I've read his autobiography written by his grandson.
Oh, okay.
And it's just a little book. I had two copies. I may have one in my office here. It's very interesting. His nanny basically raised him. His parents did not want anything and sent him off to schools.
He was part of the aristocracy.
Yes, he was.
Yes.
And so this nanny, and she was a devout Christian.
Okay.
And he was primarily raised at her knee, and she taught him Scripture and his faith, and he was a believer.
Yeah. But she didn't teach him much about teetotaling.
No. No. When he had his first cigar, that was the end of that. He just kept going.
He kept going all day long, yes.
And he liked the drink.
Yeah, and he didn't drink whiskey all day long. He started off in the morning breakfast with champagne.
Oh, a little orange juice and champagne.
Yes.
Yeah. Well.
Now he was a prolific author himself.
Yeah.
And he wrote an amazing history of World War II, which proves a point. When you win the war, you get to write the history.
Yeah.
And he did.
Well, one of his great speeches was to the students. He stood up and said, never, 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 never give up, and sat down.
Yep, there you go.
That was his speech.
I love it.
All right, good morning to you. Well, here is the Bilden's grandchildren's antique.
A look at our forecast from Grange Co-op. Today in northern Oregon and southern Washington, sunny skies with pleasant temperatures. Portland will reach mid-70s with calm winds from the northeast. Expect similar conditions across Vancouver, Wilsonville, and McMinnville. Moving down the Willamette Valley, another sunny day with highs around 73 in Salem, near 72 in Albany and Corvallis. Mostly sunny in Eugene with a slight chance of showers and the high near 72. In Central Oregon, mostly sunny with a high near 73 in Prineville, partly sunny with a chance of showers in mid to upper 60s for Bend and Sun River, sunny over in Boise, Idaho with a high near 76. Partly sunny along the Oregon coast with a chance of showers in mid-60s in Coos Bay, showers likely from Port Orford with a high near 60 through Brookings in the mid-50s and Crescent City, California near 61. In southern Oregon, partly sunny with showers likely for the Rogue Valley and highs in the low 70s for Grants Pass, Medford, and Ashland. A chance of showers and thunderstorms in Klamath Falls with a high in the upper 60s. Into northern California, partly sunny with a chance of showers and thunderstorms and a high near 70 in Wairika. Partly sunny with a chance of showers in mid to upper 70s for Redding, Chico, and Sacramento. In the Bay Area, patchy fog with a chance of rain in low 70s in Santa Rosa and Napa. A slight chance of showers in San Francisco and a high near 70. And patchy fog, then mostly sunny in San Jose with a high near 77. It's a look at your Thursday weather from Grange Co-op.
Well, there's a look from the top of, let's see, Mount Baldy, looking towards the northeast a little bit. That's Mount McLaughlin, sunrise, beautiful. But if you look down, you see some fog hugging the
there it is
this morning. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Boy, you know, when it comes to free gifts, we like those kinds of things. Sometimes we're lured in with free gifts. And sometimes you think if something is given away free, it may not have much value. But the thing of greatest value is actually available to you for free. And here with that encouragement is Dr. David Jeremiah.
Is the grace of God sufficient for everybody? Absolutely. But God doesn't just make a fiat decision. Okay, I love everybody. Everybody gets to go to heaven. That's not how it works. Everybody is a candidate for heaven, but you only get to go to heaven if you believe. The offer is made to everybody, but it's only received by those who place their faith in Christ. Salvation is a free gift, but a gift has to be received in order for it to matter. And if you don't receive this free gift, if you just know about it, if you just learn about it, you hear it in church, you read about it in books, but you've never personally made a decision to say, yes, I will receive that gift. If you haven't done that, then the gift is meaningless to you. And someday you'll stand before God, and He's going to say to you, why should I let you into my heaven? And you're going to have to admit, I knew about the gift. I saw the gift. It was laying right there in front of me, but I just never picked it up and unwrapped it and made it my own. Friends, I need to tell you that to get to heaven, you have to receive the gift of eternal life through Jesus Christ, our Lord. We learn that God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whoever, you might be saying, Pastor Jeremiah, you don't know how bad I am. You don't know how much baggage I have or how messed up I am. Doesn't make any difference. Whoever means you. There's no conditions on that word. In fact, here's a good thing for you to do. Go back and read it and put your name in there. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that if David Jeremiah would believe, he could have eternal life. That's how personal it is, how pointed it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The whoever is whoever. Mm-hmm. There you go. All right, good morning to you. Let's take a look at some of the top stories that are out there today. Good morning to you. Happy Thursday, better known as Friday Eve. Well, now the negotiations during the ceasefire is going to be headed up by Vice President Vance. He's on his way over to deal with all this. I think they're meeting in Pakistan. That's where all the negotiations are going on. Not sure what there was presented a 10-point ceasefire agreement. Mm-hmm. The president said, "We'll look at the 10 points, but you have to open up the straits." Mm-hmm. In the meantime, Israel continues to bomb Hezbollah inside Lebanon. That's got Iran upset, so they're throwing bombs over to some of their neighbors. The whole thing seems to be shaky at best.
Yeah, it seems to be non-ceasefire, doesn't it?
A few ships have moved, but now they want to say, all right, we're going to select who goes through, and we're going to charge you a toll. I guess the question I have, are you telling me we can't figure this out?
Yeah, it seems to be.
So,
yeah.
Well, I think we know, but, is this also a pause for reloading?
Could be, yeah.
Anyway, here's the vice president. Explain to us what the president told him to do during these negotiations.
The President of the United States has told me, and he's told the entire negotiating team, the Secretary of State, the Special Envoy, Steve Witkoff, he said, go and work in good faith to come to an agreement. That is what he has told us to do. If the Iranians are willing, in good faith, to work with us, I think we can make an agreement. If they're going to lie, if they're going to cheat, if they're going to try to prevent even the fragile truce that we've set up from taking place, then they're not going to be happy. Because what the president has also shown is that we still have clear military, diplomatic, and maybe most importantly, we have extraordinary economic leverage. So the president has told us not to use those tools. He's told us to come to the negotiating table. But if the Iranians don't do the exact same thing, they're going to find out that the president of the United States is not one to mess around. He's impatient. He's impatient to make progress. He has told us to negotiate in good faith. And I think if they negotiate in good faith, we will be able to find a deal. But that's a big if. And ultimately, it's up to the Iranians how they negotiate. I hope they make the right decision.
Well, we'll see what happens. They don't have a record of making good decisions. And they certainly don't have a record of doing what they say they're going to do. Yeah. So we'll see where this is heading. I don't know. I think we're dealing with the obvious. The question is, what's this 2-week ceasefire? It's kind of a cooling off period, which we probably need. In the meantime, the president met with the leader of NATO yesterday in the Oval Office. They shut the doors, and smoke came out from under the
Yeah.
He is not happy, and nor should he be.
Yeah.
He blasted NATO and appeared to be to renew his threats over the Greenland acquisition to NATO.
Really?
So what good are you guys?
Oh, man.
Here we are. We've done everything for you and your nations, and we asked for a little help, and you snubbed us.
Yeah.
He is not a happy camper.
Yeah.
And he basically said after the meeting, he comes out and he said, NATO wasn't there when we needed him, and they won't be there if we need him again. So he's pretty much come to the conclusion NATO is certainly not our friend.
Right, right.
I don't know what you do with this. This is historic.
Yeah, and in spite of the fact that he had them ante up and increase their payments, we're still by far the biggest contributor, aren't we?
Yeah, I think you made a good suggestion. Well, we just suspend things and see how it goes.
Let's do like a probation period. Say, you guys, you're on your own for a while. We're going to withhold our money. You guys get it together, and let's talk in 6 months or 12.
In spite of all the corruption with Ukraine, and there's a lot of tit for tat there.
Yeah.
We've given them billions of dollars. Yeah. And that in itself is a protection to the NATO nations. And yet we ask for a little help and they snub us. And then you got Spain and France closing the airspace to us, and we have military bases in their country. Right. Where is this going to leave us?
I don't know.
And what do you do over this? I don't know. So anyway, so much for all that. In the meantime, the ceasefire has drawn praises from around the world. A lot of the nations are thankful that the president has done this. Of course, the UK, who is this guy?
Yes.
So all these other nations are saying, yes, this is a good deal. Okay, I understand that. Everybody likes the war to stop, and I think we're all happy about that. But in the meantime, Iran's upset that Israel hasn't stopped bombing Hezbollah in Lebanon. Well, the ceasefire isn't with Israel. It's with the United States. Right. Saudi Arabia, in the meantime, has intercepted and destroyed 9 drones. The UAE has reported 17 ballistic missiles and 35 drones that they have interrupted, and Kuwait military said it intercepted 42 drones and ballistic missiles. So, folks, Iran is still doing their thing.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
I don't know what you do with it, you know. So, anyway, let it play out. In the meantime, back home, back at the ranch here, okay, the Democrats are going to have a virtual meeting tomorrow, led by the House Majority Leader, Hakeem Jeffries. He's a Democrat from New York, to discuss the possibility of invoking the 25th Amendment to remove the President of the United States from office because of his conflict with Iran.
I'm sorry, I'm chuckling, because this from the political party that didn't know the 25th Amendment existed when it really could have been applied to President Joe Biden. But now the 25th, which is what exactly does it? Is it mental infirmity? Is it diminished capacity? What does the 25th Amendment?
Well, in summary, it's diminished capacity.
Okay.
Okay. So they're trying to, on their own efforts, declare the president mentally incompetent,
right,
and that he's a loose cannon and he can't be trusted. Okay. When the Easter Bunny had to rescue President Biden from walking in the wrong direction,
and other world leaders, the same thing. They had to reel him in. Yes.
This is all the Democrats. Look, I would say, you know, knock yourself out. Have a good day on this. Go for it.
Yeah. Yes, you've tried it before.
Get it right up there. Make it headline.
Yes.
Okay.
They don't learn, do they?
Well, you know, I don't think we understand. Look, it's the only way you can deal with this. There's 2 things. I always say you can't make sense of nonsense. And remember this. The motivating factor behind the left is religion based upon their philosophy as much as we are motivated by our Christian faith. They are dedicated to that philosophy in a religious sense as much as we are to our Christianity. And when you understand that, they actually believe what they're saying is the right thing, in spite of the fact that in the face of normal, it's crazy. So you wonder who's really got the mental problem here.
Yeah.
There's no pills for crazy. We'll be right back.
Oh, goodness.
Since 1934, Grange Co-op has been more than just a store. We've been a cornerstone of our community, owned by people like you. We proudly offer top-quality farm and ranch supplies, including our own Rogue feed, as well as workwear, Western apparel, garden essentials, and pet care products. By signing up as a Grange Rewards customer, you not only enjoy exclusive benefits like special offers and 1% back on most purchases, but you also become part of something bigger, a cooperative that you own and help shape. Join Grange Rewards today.
Today, become a farmer with the Dove. Plant a seed, help it grow.
Your gift reaches someone who needs hope.
Don't wait, join us in this harvest.
Let's grow something eternal together.
Give today at the Dove.
Millions are struggling with life and their walk with God. Transformed is a groundbreaking series seen right here on the Dove TV that every week takes you behind closed doors to witness biblical counseling with real people facing real issues.
It was common to me to feel like I just wanted to escape.
It could be anxiety, depression, addictions, or other concerns. No issue is taken off the table.
To just get the pain out of my head and out of my heart.
The Bible has answers to life's problems. God's wisdom is better than man's. Lives are changed because God's hope is offered, not just treating the symptoms.
It's through the eyes of faith. Trusting what God says and being willing to obey what God says, even if it's not what you immediately feel.
Join Dr. Greg Gifford and see lives transformed from brokenness to wholeness. Mondays at 8:30 and Thursdays at 5, only on the Dove TV.
At Sweet Tea Express, we've got you covered. Order at the counter and our friendly service staff will do the rest. Burgers, salads, sandwiches, barbecue platters, sides, and more. Smoked, grilled, and served to perfection. Sweet Tea Express. Breakfast, burgers, and barbecue.
All right, welcome back. It's 21 minutes past the hour. I'm holding a can here.
This is the real deal, man.
This is I swiped this off of Jerry's desk over there.
Yeah.
And it's called Brain Boost.
Yeah. Focus Aid Brain Boost.
Okay. So it only has 40 calories in it.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm reading all this stuff. It's caffeine from green tea extract.
There you go. Okay. Yeah.
No fat, no sodium, no carbonates. Oh yeah, 3%. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Total sugar 7 grams.
Okay.
That's a lot.
That's 7 grams. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Including 7 grams of added sugars.
Oh.
Okay. And protein 0. Okay.
But Brain Boost?
Well, yeah. And then down here it says, 130% of 100 octane jet fuel.
We need this by the case.
Yeah. And if you read it, see where the fine print is way down there? Where it's really small?
Yeah. Yes.
Last line.
What?
Can use in your radiator below 32 degrees.
It's about the same color as antifreeze, too. No wonder. Thanks, man.
Let me know how it works out for you.
You blew my cover.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
All right, let's take a look at some stories in our backyard. The other one is Pacific Corps. They did win one of these wildfire lawsuits, but they won it on a procedural flaw.
Oh.
So they were being sued by 16 Oregonians over 4 fires, and apparently there was a technical, procedurally flawed case presented by the defense, and the thing got thrown out. Now, I can't help but think this is coming back, okay, because they have been found guilty in a lot of the other ones. But the court said this, that here's what it didn't say. It didn't say Pacific Corps wasn't negligent. It didn't say that the clients weren't harmed. And so where does this leave it? It's a technical legal flaw that gets the case thrown out. Okay, so anyway, just so you know, Pacific Corps is owned by the $1 trillion corporation, Berkshire Hathaway.
Oh, that is Warren Buffett.
Yeah, well, he's no longer the president of it, but he's the founder of it.
Yeah.
And they also own Pacific Power.
Okay.
Okay, so the only thing I can say is that this all stems from a lawsuit in 2023 of 16 original plaintiffs. We'll see where this goes. I can't help but think this is going to get appealed.
Oh, I would think so. And the attorneys continue to make more money.
Well, they're the only ones to go to the bank on Friday.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
The other story is in our backyard. Ashland is now being offered to buy what they call the Madrone Ridge property. It's 1,974 acres. Wow. Around the city of Ashland, of which 270 acres are within the city's watershed. This is owned by Western Rivers Conservancy, and I can't help but think that this is something that they have to seriously look at in order to protect the city from fires. Now, what would they do with it? Can they afford it? Can they maintain it? Those are some of the concerns.
Is
$7,415,000.
Is Mount Ashland in that?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Whoa. Because, you say watershed because I know Mount Ashland is on the watershed, on the Ashland watershed.
Well, this is 270 acres of it is within the city's watershed.
Interesting.
So they're being offered an opportunity to buy the whole thing. The city council, there's some says, hey, let's go for it. And there's some say, well, can we afford it? Can we maintain it and all that? The only thing I can say, look, Ashland is a beautiful city. It's really very charming. It has all of its issues, but it's really a charming city. And it is, the forest comes right to the edge of the city, and a lot of the houses are there. This would be kind of an insurance policy, so to speak, where they could control the environment around them, okay? Just don't let this be a coulda, shoulda, woulda moment. So
you think this is a good idea?
Well, I would look at it as coulda, shoulda, woulda, because in 5 years from now, you had this chance.
Right.
And in the meantime, it gets sold to somebody else.
Right. And
And I don't know if Senator Golden's house is in this area.
Is it in the fire map?
I don't know where it is.
I'm wondering.
I mean, there's a reason he's not rerunning again.
Okay.
Okay, but the point is that this is a big deal for them to consider. I'm sure there's pros and cons on both sides. It would seem to me If I owned that town and I had a chance to get this, this would be a no-brainer.
Yeah, you think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I don't know their financial condition. I don't know what they can or can't do. But I would say that Western Rivers has already secured federal grant for the land, making up about 75% of the purchase price.
Oh.
So if you have the feds kicking in and you can work a deal, so it's owned by Western Rivers Conservancy, and so I don't know that company or what they do.
Yeah.
But to me, it's like, gosh, don't look back on this 5 years and say coulda, shoulda, woulda. You know. All right, let's take a look at Wall Street for this Thursday morning. Thank you, Preston, with Smart Lawn. By the way, smart lawns don't burn. Okay.
Great observation.
There you go.
Yeah.
The Dow's down 30 this morning after, what, 1,300 points yesterday? The Nas is off 60 and the S&P down 7.5 points. So a little red ink at the starting of the day. Primarily, I think the ceasefire's got some flaws now. Gold's back up to 47.86, silver's at 75, and crude oil is back to 98.44.
Yeah, exposing those flaws, huh? Yeah, they got some problems. Well, speaking of problems, Representative Carlos Jimenez, Republican from Florida, comments on Democratic Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's remarks to the military, telling them to disobey orders, and he did this on Fox Business's Varney and Company.
Well, no, I believe it. You know, it's already happened. So this is just Act 2 in the defiance mode of these radical, Democrats. Look, they may be inconvenient to her. These orders may be inconvenient to her and her ideology. Anything that advances or it's in America's interest, she's against. Everything that is against America's interest, she's for. So, this is just inconvenient for her. It doesn't make it illegal. And by the way, part of basic training for every soldier is that they don't have to follow illegal orders. And so the president hasn't issued any illegal orders. And today, when we heard Secretary Hegseth say that he had the target list, they were all legitimate military targets. And so they were all going to be legal orders. And that's all that the president has issued legal orders, and the Secretary of State has carried them out. And our great armed services have done a fantastic job in carrying out this mission. I think the only reason that Iran is coming to the negotiating table is because of we have shown and demonstrated the strength of American military.
Yeah. By the way, our two senators have commented on military disobeying higher orders.
They have. In what way?
Well, disobey.
Disobey.
Because they never did anything with Kelly on this.
Mark Kelly, yeah.
Senator Kelly, excuse me. So it's open ground now to say it.
Right. And, you look at someone like Ocasio-Cortez and you think, well, she doesn't really know much better.
Yeah.
But Mark Kelly, he should know better. And that one really surprised me.
Well, nothing came of it.
Nothing.
So it's kind of like a non-compliance is like no compliance.
Yeah.
So disobeying an order. This is the thing that I have with the Supreme Court. President Biden and President Trump have both disobeyed Supreme Court rulings. What's the consequence?
Yeah.
There is no consequence.
We really haven't seen it.
So why make the decision?
Yeah.
So are we in a state of lawlessness? I don't know.
Oh, gosh.
All right, anyway, I'm going back to the Chinese almond cookie, but I am going to strike.
What?
Because it's only half an almond.
It's only,
I want a whole almond.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
Yes.
Your yard is where life happens, but it can be muddy and hard to maintain. Enjoy a maintenance-free artificial turf lawn all year round with Smart Lawn LLC. No mowing, no fertilizing, no watering. Our synthetic grass is beautiful and resilient. It's certified to be lead-free, and there's no need for pesticides. Safe for your children and pets. Smart Lawn LLC has all your artificial turf and putting green areas covered beautifully. 541-941-3538. Over time, every wall tells a story, but sometimes those stories need a fresh start. At Chris Silva Painting, we specialize in transforming indoor spaces, whether it's your family home or your business workspace. With premium paints, flexible scheduling, and expert attention to detail, we make the process simple and stress-free so you can focus on what matters most, living and working in a space you love. From bold new colors to subtle tones of sophistication, let Chris Silva Painting bring your vision to life, one wall at a time. Chris and his crew are courteous. They're efficient, organized, timely, and clean. Chris Silva Painting also offers military discounts. At Chris Silva Painting, our mission statement is to bring Christ's heart and principles to our customers and our job sites. We do that with honesty, integrity, and hard work. We don't cut corners, we paint them. CCB number 176097. Chris Silva Painting, 541-890-3960. 541-890-3960.
Have you seen Mornings on the Dove?
Good morning to you. A lot in the news.
Courage comes when you've been with Jesus.
A movie monster made his larger-than-life debut, introducing audiences to a giant ape brought to life through groundbreaking stop-motion animation.
In fact, I'm in the stage of life where I'm letting some things go.
Yes, thank you for saying that.
Yeah, well, I won't tell you what.
Add some fun to your mornings. Watch Mornings on the Dove weekdays.
Okay, welcome back. 28 minutes before the hours, we check in with our friends there at CBN News, and Gary Lane talking to Chris Mitchell and others about, not only the 2 weeks ceasefire, but the pressure that leadership is under during this time, as so many already violations are occurring. Mm-hmm. So let's check in with Gary and the team and find out what's going on.
President Trump announced a ceasefire early Tuesday evening. In a Truth Social post, he said, quote, "I agree to suspend the bombing and attack of Iran for a period of 2 weeks. This will be a double-sided ceasefire. The reason for doing so is that we have already met and exceeded all military objectives." He also made it conditional on opening the Strait of Hormuz. Iran is calling it a win. On Tuesday night, a newscaster read out a Supreme Council statement saying the United States agreed to Iran's 10-point plan, which includes payment to Iran for war damage, withdrawal of U.S. forces from the region, and allowing Iran to continue enriching uranium for its nuclear program. Iranian Foreign Minister Araghchi stated that if attacks toward Iran stop, Iran will stop its defensive attacks. He also agreed to allow safe passage through the Strait of Hormuz, but only if it's coordinated with Iran's military. Lana Silk, who leads the Christian ministry Transform Iran and was born in Iran herself, says the country's leaders aren't trustworthy. She told CBN News, "The mistake we've made is imagining they're interested in any kind of rational negotiation. The regime will not be intimidated to negotiate or retreat. It's unthinkable to them." She warns that every day the regime gets a break is just another day they use to plan more attacks. President Trump is staying upbeat about ending the conflict and rebuilding Iran. In Congress, Democrats aren't so optimistic.
We now have set the region on fire. We have lost 13 American service members, hundreds of American service members wounded, thousands of people, innocent civilians throughout the region killed, prices going up, the American taxpayers paying $2 billion a day. And all for nothing.
Pope Leo criticized President Trump's remark on Truth Social that the entire civilization of Iran is going to die.
Attacks on civilian infrastructure is against international law, but that it is also a sign of the hatred, the division, the destruction that the human being is capable of.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu put out a statement saying Israel is on board with the 2-week ceasefire, but the pause in fighting does not cover Israel's ongoing battle with Hezbollah in Lebanon. Meanwhile, Iranian ballistic missiles kept raining down on central Israel Tuesday night. Folks around Tel Aviv woke up to debris, shrapnel, and damaged cars and buildings. Iran also fired missiles and drones at other Gulf nations last night, and many don't trust the regime's intentions. This Friday, negotiators reportedly are planning to meet in Pakistan to try and hammer out a deal to end the fighting. Gary Lane, CBN News.
Chris, to you first, and then Paul, what are your thoughts on the economic pressure being one of the, being the tip of the spear for pushing President Trump to make this deal?
Well, there's so many factors that he's dealing with. The global economy, the price of oil, the price of gas at the pump, the stock market, all of those things, even politically, looking ahead to the midterms. How long would this war go? Perhaps he's getting advice from his advisors that, this war could go on longer than expected. And so maybe this is a time to find an exit ramp. And now he talks about a regime change. I think people can certainly agree that there's a leadership change, maybe 1, 2, 3 tiers, but there really doesn't seem to be a regime change. And we can talk about it in a minute, but the impact it's having on people inside Iran, I think, is going to be dramatic. Yeah. Your thoughts, Paul?
Well, yeah, obviously, the longer this goes on, the worse it bodes for the president. So he laid out throughout the entire campaign a number of different deadlines. It's going to be over in the next couple of weeks before the end of the month. These numbers seem to change, but sort of giving hope that this would come to a culmination at one point, and it actually has materialized, obviously, today for the next 2 weeks. So sure, plenty of pressure, oil pressure, the gas prices back at home in the United States through the roof. That never bodes well, particularly in midterm time of elections. So I think he was seeing that front and center. There's no doubt about that. And also, you mentioned, Joshua, the art of the deal. You have to wonder in the back of the president's mind to have a little more control over the Strait of Hormuz, right? The largest shipping corridor of the entire nation, not just for Iran and where all it goes. So if he could have more control over how all that works and how it all flows and sort of dictate or assist in dictating what happens through that strait, he may consider that a huge win. The same way, when he went into Venezuela with Maduro and able to control some of the output and whatnot of the oil refineries there. So that's got to play a part of it as well. And it seems like the regime change, and you mentioned that, Chris, that really there's a huge focus here in Israel because they're the neighbors that they deal with it. And that's this evil regime has been at odds with Israel from the time of, nearly 50 years ago, where they had good relations with those Persian people at that time. So again, the regime change definition from the president, yes, they've taken out a lot of the commandment structure of Iran, but the regime change that becomes friendly to Israel, that's still kind of out there. So that's one of the questions that sort of still remains in this entire effort. And Joshua, I know, you've looked at this and talked to a lot of people around this area that this is that spiritual warfare that goes on, with that evil regime, as long as it takes hold. Are we just kicking the can down the road here and just making maybe some short-term gains for long-term pain?
Well, okay, I think what I'm hearing him say is, all right, we may have had a regime change militarily, but we haven't had a regime change as far as the leadership is concerned. Mm-hmm. But a lot of the leadership has been taken out, and it's been primarily taken out through the intelligence of Israel.
Are they coordinated, or are these like individual leaders of different troops, or who's who?
I think that we don't know the talks between the leadership, military leadership, and even overall leadership between Israel and the United States. Mm-hmm. Bibi, you do this, we'll do that.
Oh yeah.
We'll do this, Bibi, you do that. I mean, I can't help but think there's some of that behind the scenes going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the ceasefire is not with Israel. The ceasefire is with the United States. And the United States, for the most part, has done most of the military activity inside Iran as far as taking out the targets and things like that. Right. But when it comes to leadership, it appears that it's the Israelis' intelligence that got the job done.
Yeah, it seems to be. Yeah.
And continues to get the job done. Yeah. I can't help but think that, we don't know what we don't know. But yeah. I'm also hearing from that discussion, look, there has to be the leadership. Let me put it this way: regime change has to include leadership change.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Or the only thing you did was knock them down for another day. Mm-hmm. So, all right, let's check out the weather with somebody that's kind of ancient.
A look at our forecast from Grange Co-op. Today in northern Oregon and southern Washington, sunny skies with pleasant temperatures. Portland will reach mid-70s with calm winds from the northeast. Expect similar conditions across Vancouver, Wilsonville, and McMinnville. Moving down the Willamette Valley, another sunny day with highs around 73 in Salem, near 72 in Albany and Corvallis, mostly sunny in Eugene with a slight chance of showers and a high near 72. In Central Oregon, mostly sunny with a high near 73 in Prineville, partly sunny with a chance of showers in mid to upper 60s for Bend and Sun River, sunny over in Boise, Idaho with a high near 76. Partly sunny along the Oregon coast with a chance of showers in mid-60s in Coos Bay. Showers likely from Port Orford with a high near 60 through Brookings in the mid-50s and Crescent City, California near 61. In southern Oregon, partly sunny with showers likely for the Rogue Valley and highs in the low 70s for Grants Pass, Medford, and Ashland. A chance of showers and thunderstorms in Klamath Falls with a high in the upper 60s. Into northern California, partly sunny with a chance of showers and thunderstorms and a high near 70 in Wairika. Partly sunny with a chance of showers in mid to upper 70s for Redding, Chico, and Sacramento. In the Bay Area, patchy fog with a chance of rain in low 70s in Santa Rosa and Napa. A slight chance of showers in San Francisco and a high near 70. And patchy fog, then mostly sunny in San Jose with a high near 77. It's a look at your Thursday weather from Grange Co-op.
Hey, we got more fog showing up.
Oh boy, I was in it.
So, fog is where the temperature and the dew point become within 2 degrees of each other.
Okay.
And that's what you get. And it's kind of hugging the edges out there this morning.
That's
so
like meteorology and stuff here.
No, it's a few things I remember from flight school, but not much.
Okay.
I remember now, you don't land on anything that doesn't have a number.
Yeah, but you've done that.
Well, yeah, but that was in an uncontrolled landing condition.
Okay.
If you're in an airport and you're in an airspace and you're being controlled by a controller,
all right,
you don't land on anything that doesn't have a number.
I love it. All right.
Yeah, because that's what. Who's the pilot? The great actor.
Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford.
Yes.
He's had a couple of incidences.
Yes, he has.
He landed on a golf course.
Yeah.
He walked away from them.
Yeah.
Then he turns around and he gets in his little Husky and he lands on a taxiway. He was cleared to land. And what did he do? He landed on the taxiway.
Taxiway, right. Now, he's landed here before, hasn't he?
He's been here several times.
Okay.
In his jet, once in his helicopter.
Oh.
And the plane that he crashed on the golf course,
yes,
was parked in a hangar here.
Oh, no kid. Oh, I didn't know that.
He was ferrying it back somewhere. And he got caught in weather, and they had to put it in a hangar here.
Was that a vintage plane?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, moving on. Well, on this day in 1965, a building opened in Texas that would change sports forever. Check this out. The Houston Astrodome, nicknamed the eighth wonder of the world, became the first fully enclosed, air-conditioned, domed stadium on the planet. Built to beat the Texas heat, it was home to the Houston Astros and instantly became a symbol of the future. But the future came with a few unexpected problems. The glass ceiling created intense glare, making it nearly impossible for players to track fly balls. So the dome panels were painted over, killing the natural grass below. That led to another first. In 1966, the Astrodome introduced a brand new surface, AstroTurf, the world's first widely used artificial grass, changing how sports fields would be built for decades. From climate control to synthetic turf, the Astrodome didn't just host games, it revolutionized them. And it all started with one bold idea, bringing the outdoors inside. They didn't invent AstroTurf, they invented Smart Lawn. Yeah.
Right, because it was in the Astrodome, they gave it the name AstroTurf.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, and of course, you know, in the state that produces the most grass seed and sod, our universities use AstroTurf. How about that?
Okay, so AstroTurf on some of the playing fields, but the tracks are made out of old tennis shoes, aren't they?
I think so. They're ground up rubber stuff. Yeah, I think so.
Old Nikes.
Yeah, and in fact, if you see the current state of AstroTurf, it has really evolved. The first AstroTurf was very difficult and caused a lot of injuries. Now they mix those rubber granules into it, and
Sand.
so and it's like it's this black stuff. And so when they go skidding stuff, it gives instead. In fact, the traction on AstroTurf used to be too good, and it was hard on knees and joints, and players really suffered for it.
Well, call Preston. He'll give you the full.
Yeah, see?
Over there.
It's smart.
Smart Lawn.
Yeah.
Because it comes in different sizes, lengths, colors, what you want to do with it. And it's very pliable. And you don't have to mow it. You don't have to weed eat it.
There you go.
You don't have to buy fertilizer.
It's smart.
No more gas.
No more gas. Yes.
All that stuff.
Right. I love
what
it.
a plug. You owe me your lunch.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's go back to the Oval Office because yesterday the president picked up the phone and who was at the other end? Take a look.
Very special hello to Artemis II. Today you've made history and made all America really proud, incredibly proud. There's nothing like what you're doing, circling around the moon for the first time in more than a half a century and breaking the all-time record for the farthest distance from planet Earth. It's really special. I want to personally salute and congratulate Commander Reed Weissman, Pilot Victor Glover, Mission Specialist Christina Koch, and Jeremy Hansen. And I also want to thank the entire amazing team at NASA, headed by Jared, who's a very special guy, by the way.
President, this call is certainly special to all of us, and we really have a lot of faith in our administrator, Jared Isaacman, who is with you. We appreciate his leadership in NASA and in the international community. We are doing great things.
I think one of the biggest highlights was coming back from the far side of the moon and having the first glimpses of planet Earth again after being out of communication for about 45 minutes. It really just reminds you what a special place we have.
When we can, I want to look forward to seeing you in the Oval Office, and I'll ask for your autograph because I don't really ask for autographs much, but you deserve that. You really are something. Everybody's talking about this, and we will celebrate your incredible achievements and triumphs. This is big. This is really big stuff. The whole world is talking about it. I'm going to be giving you a big salute on behalf of the American people and beyond that.
Thank you for your leadership. Thank you to Jared for his leadership. Really, thank you for taking the time out today to visit NASA. It's really special for us, but it's really special for the team on the ground. A whole team of people all around the world pulled this off, and we just want to say thank you to all of you for this. It is the thrill and honor of a lifetime to have been on this journey. Today was amazing, and we're so grateful to you all. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so many firsts on this. They're now within the Earth's gravity pull. And the speed, I think, is increasing.
Right. Yes.
And so they could set another record, not only the furthest to go to space, but the fastest to return.
Right. And I'm tracking their distance from Earth right now as they are incoming. And here's how fast they are covering 1 mile.
Those are miles?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, they went 248,000 miles to the moon, and then they went another 5,000 or 6,000 miles on the other side of it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Oh man, it's something. So, yeah, we're back in going to the moon, and we're not alone. You know, China wants the moon too.
Well, they're out of almond cookies. You got to go up there and get some almond cookies.
Yes.
Well, anyway, they're due to splash down tomorrow.
Yeah.
In the Pacific.
In the Pacific, not far from San Diego.
Wow.
So, yeah, this is going to be a big deal.
Isn't that cool?
Yep.
All right, good stuff all the way around. Well, we'll take a quick astronaut break. We'll be right back.
Have you seen Mornings on the Dove?
But it's just hard to believe that the United Nations goes into this Emergency Security Council to condemn the war on a nation that has killed 40,000 plus of its own people.
For 47 years, the Iranian regime has chanted, quote, "Death to America."
What good is the United Nations?
News with a little bit of common sense. Mornings on the Dove, weekdays 6 to 8 a.m.
You feel most alive where you feel most at home. And this
This is living. Bobcat, the company that changed the way the world works, is coming home with a quality compact tractor built to match your quality of life. This isn't work you have to do. It's work you get to do. So get it done in a tractor that's all you. See your dealer or visit bobcat.com.
Panoramic Moto Tours was born really out of my passion just to ride the greatest back roads and the scenic highways in our beautiful Northwest. God put it on my heart to share the experiences and invite others. More than riding beautiful roads, it's the camaraderie and fellowship. It's hearing each other's stories. It's being mutually encouraged on our journeys of life.
Riders can book one of our ready-to-ride guided tours offering the best of Oregon or Northern California. Or book a private custom tour tailored just for your group to destinations like Glacier or Yellowstone. For more information, go to
panoramicmototours.com or call me, Nick, at 541-622-3844. When you find something you love, you just want to share it.
panoramicmototours.com. Your next adventure starts here.
8 minutes before the top of the hour, and tomorrow the Democrats in the House are going to do a virtual meeting and consider invoking the 25th Amendment against the president, which basically means he's incompetent, and therefore, because of the war in Iran, he should be taken out. Okay, that's politics on, high octane.
Oh, yeah.
But let me ask you, it's somewhat of a rhetorical question, but it appears that no matter what, the Democrats wants the presidents to fail at everything.
Yeah, yes. And it doesn't matter if it's good for the country.
Yeah, just at everything, across the board. Okay?
Absolutely.
So certainly with this war.
Yes.
And that's why I don't think the president can allow a complete end of the war that includes leadership change. Okay. Well, in the meantime, New York Congressman Mike Lawler, he's from New York. He is a Republican. He's on Fox Business with Maria, and they're talking about this and the appearance that his Democrat colleagues are rooting for failure.
Oh, gosh.
Here's his comment.
I think ultimately the Iranian regime, the remnants of it, understand for once that they need to actually negotiate. And I think the president, of course, as he's prone to do, used extreme rhetoric that, certainly forced a capitulation by the regime. And, again, I think there is optimism here, but it is something that obviously we are cautious about. As the old adage goes, trust but verify. I think the fact that a 2-week ceasefire was negotiated, that there will be continuing negotiations on these remaining points, including the removal of the enriched uranium, that is vital. And for my Democratic colleagues who have all but been rooting for failure here, I think they need to wake up to the fact that after 47 years of a terrorist regime that has sought to ensure death to America, that it is time for all of us to unify behind the objective here, which is to ensure that Iran never possesses a nuclear weapon, that their reign of terror and funding of terror proxies in the region comes to an end, and that the threats they pose to their neighbors and our allies and assets, our military assets in the region, be eliminated. That is something every member of Congress should embrace. And sadly, some of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle fail to recognize what has happened over these 5 weeks because they've allowed their hatred of Donald Trump to reign supreme.
That's the trouble.
Well, it's so obvious. You can't ignore it, and it's fatiguing.
And you know what? We saw it with Doge, too. Everybody talks about cleaning up corruption and waste and everything until this one person tries to do it. Then it's all wrong. So, yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is what it is, and people are, you just get tired of it. And that's, I think, if you read the book Rules for Radicals, you'll understand that part of the motivation or part of the game here is to create such disdain for it that you just ignore it and walk away from it.
Yeah.
And then they win by default.
Right.
And you got to understand that that's actually part of their game plan. That's part of their motive.
Yes.
So I have to tell you, I am so sick of doing the news.
and yet we kind of have that thing that draws us towards it. Even I find myself, I haven't checked in now in about 45 minutes, an hour. I got to see what's going on. And you get tired of it, but you still go back to it. What's up with that?
We have to cover it. I mean, it's part of what we do, but you just get sick of it.
Yeah, I know.
And you get sick of what it does to people.
Yeah.
All right. So much for all that. Take with you Matthew 6:25. Therefore, I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you're going to eat, drink, and about what you're going to wear on the body. If it isn't life more than food, body, and clothes? Well, I don't know. Now, you say that to a woman that goes shopping?
Well, there's a thought to part with. Oh, my goodness.
Applegate River Golf and RV Resort, a pristine 9-hole course alongside the Applegate River. Their clubhouse offers a golf simulator experience. The RV Resort is adjacent to the golf course with convenient pull-through parking. Applegate River Golf and RV Resort. Information at applegaterv.com.
The 71.5 Golf Challenge arrives Saturday, May 16th with a 4-person scramble, morning and afternoon shotguns, and a 6:30 award social. Register your team by April 1st for an early bird special. Score the team player pack for just $20 instead of $100 with the code EARLYBIRDIE. Become a sponsor and help kids across Southern Oregon. Visit 715.org or call 541-779-3275. At the 71.5 Golf Challenge, your drive saves lives.
I'm Susanna, and I contracted KA Designs to do custom cabinets throughout my house. We chose a really beautiful maple wood that really creates like a nice airy space. Everything was custom, and it was really cool because I got to literally see it come to life in person. We love to entertain, and we have a large family, so everything came together perfectly, exactly what I wanted. I highly suggest KA Designs if you're looking to design your dream house. Go check them out in their showroom. You will not be disappointed.
A ministry moment on the Dove.
I know many people that have tried everything in life and they have not found satisfaction, inward peace, joy, assurance, and security. And they're still searching. You'll never find peace and joy and happiness until you yield your life to Christ. You never will. You have a moment right now. The Bible says now is the accepted time. Today is the day of salvation. People are searching for the answers. You must make the choice.
A ministry moment on the Dove.
Jerry, did you know that we're farmers?
Farmers? I knew there was a reason I like overalls.
At the Dove, we plant seeds of hope, truth, and the gospel every day.
And when those seeds land in the right hearts, lives change.
But every harvest needs more hands.
That's where you come in.
Today, become a farmer with the Dove. Plant a seed, help it grow.
Your gift reaches someone who needs hope.
Don't wait, join us in this harvest.
Let's grow something eternal together.
Give today at the Dove.
Preaching the gospel and equipping the saints in a way that only Todd Friel can. Wretched, weekdays and weeknights on the Dove TV. Encouraging and informative.
Okay, welcome back, and I want to hurry up here because I only have a few moments, but I am so honored to have with us today Witten Hall. He's the social media director for Breitbart News. He's also the Distinguished Fellow with the Government Accountability Institute, former visiting fellow there at the Hoover Institute. He's authored and collaborated on 27 books, including New York Times bestsellers, but his latest book is Hit the Big Time. I mean, it is all over the news. entitled Code Red, The Left, the Right, China, and the Race to Control AI. There's the picture of the cover of the book. You probably have seen that on some website or some social media. It's everywhere. And you go AICodeRedBook.com is the landing site, AICodeRedBook.com. Whitten, good to see you, friend. How are you?
Having me.
Wow, what an honor to have you, and I only have a short time. First of all, congratulations. Your book is really... Oh. This is amazing. I mean, I've seen a lot of books go, but boy, this one's really happening out there. So congratulations. What led you to do this? What triggered you?
Well, you know, Perry, I've written, as you mentioned, many books, but this one actually I felt very called and personally led to write. I prayed about it quite a bit. And the reason why is I think we have to really understand what's about to happen, both the upside as well as the challenges with artificial intelligence. And I think it's going to touch just about every part of our lives, from whether we see indoctrination or education for our children, whether we see our soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines come home alive or deceased on a battlefield. And I also think there are a lot of existential moments of crisis of meaning that are coming for people of faith as this AI technology starts to take on in ways that perhaps we did not realize. I think there's going to be positives, many, but there's going to be a lot of landmines we have to navigate. So this was one where I said I felt like I needed to come out from behind the ghostwriting shadows of my career and actually put out this message. So I spent 2 years deep diving into artificial intelligence, and the book has 80 pages of endnotes, 850 endnotes. It is exhaustive because I really wanted to give people the information they need because of the urgency of the moment.
All right, a lot here. We got a little time to unpack, but I'll have to get you back. But you also, one of the big things you communicate here is that AI is not just another technology. It's much bigger. What is it?
Perry, it's really a political power, because it's the power to be able to erase or create jobs, to be able to affect the type of education that children are get with AI tutors. We're seeing this rise of AI companions, or so-called AI girlfriends, that are affecting human relationships to the tune of millions of people. And then right now, literally as we're sitting here, the AI use in the AI warfare space as it relates to Iran and the Maduro raid we saw in Venezuela. So what we're realizing is it's going to affect every part of our lives, and we've got to just be ready and prepared with the right knowledge so that we can seize the upside and mitigate the negatives.
What's the yellow flag you're waving for people of faith?
For people of faith, you really need to understand, and I have a whole chapter on something called transhumanism. This is very different from the transgender issue. Transhumanism is trying to change us beyond humans with merging of human and machine to reach something that they call the singularity. Right now, there are people setting up AI churches to worship AI as a deity. You are seeing confessional booths change from people of faith inside or church leadership to actually confessing to AI avatars in some of the most blasphemous things you can imagine. AI Jesus is actually trending right now, and they're using that. There's so many things, and in the final chapter of Code Red, I lay out for people of faith what we need to be aware of so that we can shepherd and guide our young people, our children, our grandchildren, and ourselves and our communities and our churches, so that we understand the complexity of how this is coming.
Thank you for including that in your book. Thank you. I realize that's probably part of your call to do this, but thank you for doing it. Let me ask you this. There's great concern about Google and AI. Seems to be getting a lot of comment lately. What's your take on this?
So you're right. Part of the reason why you're seeing Code Red everywhere is we smashed this hornet's nest. One of the things I did was to a deep dive into Google Gemini. That is their AI. And I asked it to look at the 100 U.S. senators currently and decide to assess which, or if any, have violated their hate speech policies. You'll be shocked, Perry, to know that they found 7 senators, all Republicans, 0 Democrats, And then in addition, it also made up information and thought that Vice President Vance, as well as Secretary of State Rubio, were still sitting senators and not in their current position. This is outrageous. Our federal government gives billion-dollar contracts to Google, and they have anathematized half the values of half the nation against conservative or right-thinking Americans. And so when you have that kind of political bias, we have to understand that we should not have to subsidize with our tax dollars the companies that have completely aligned themselves against the values that half the nation share. They have the right to make a biased AI, but we also should have the right to not have to fund it with our tax dollars. And I think that's the stakes here. And it's getting a lot of uproar. 3 U.S. senators who were targeted by this revelation have been speaking out about the Code Red bombshell revelation. Senator Marsha Blackburn, Senator Tom Cotton as well, and Senator Rick Scott of my home state of Florida.
Yeah, I've been watching their comments. Hopefully they'll heed the call and stop the funding.
Yeah. I think it's only fair because President Trump in his AI action plan said woke AI, ideologically biased AI, should not get federal procurement dollars, otherwise known as federal contracts. That's just unreasonable. If you're going to politically weaponize your product, then you shouldn't ask for all Americans to have to fund it on either side, quite frankly.
Yeah, well said. To that point, the president's been right out front that he wants America to be the lead on AI. What's your take on that, and do you think we will be with China in the shadows?
Brilliant question, Perry. Yeah, we have to be, because the national security implications are very serious. China in 2017 laid out and decided that they, by 2030, we're only 4 years away, wanted to be the global dominant power in AI. And the reason why that matters is for national security. If you have an AI that is far and away the best in the world at things like code hacking, encryption, cybersecurity, hacking of infrastructure, hacking of missile systems, one military power will gain enormous battlefield advantage technologically. So whether we want to be in this race or not, we are. So President Trump, Vice President Vance done a great job on leading at the top. My concern is that we're not having enough grassroots conversation about how it's going to affect everyday Americans beyond just that, because obviously we hear all this talk about job displacement, AI and jobs. We hear it in the education world, how it's going to affect children's critical thinking skills. We hear it in the human relationships discussion with so-called AI girlfriends and so forth. So it has a very, very big web. And I think most people don't realize you already use AI. 99% of us do, because it's baked into our weather apps, into our streaming services for home entertainment, to our GPS for our navigation. We're already using it, but 64% of Americans don't even realize when they're using it. So if we're already using it, we should probably learn to do it well, if not for us, but for our kids and grandkids, so we can shepherd and guide them.
Is Siri AI?
Yes, that is a voice assistant powered by AI. And one of the things that's interesting about that is just recently, Google and Apple did a deal. So this woke AI that I exposed with that the senators are talking about, Gemini, they did a deal so that Gemini will be powering your AI Siri voice assistant. So you're going to have bias coming to a phone near you.
Thank you, friend. I'm sorry we don't have more time. I'm going to get you back. Can I get you back?
Of course.
Okay, AICodeRedBook.com, that's the website, AICodeRed.book.com. You see this all over the place. He has really hit a nerve. It's everywhere. Congratulations, Witten. Let's stay in contact, and God bless you, friend, and congratulations. Well done.
Thank you so much, Perry. Greatly appreciate you.
See you later.
Today, become a farmer with the Dove. Plant a seed, help it grow.
Your gift reaches someone who needs hope.
Don't wait, join us in this harvest.
Let's grow something eternal together.
Give today at the Dove.
Buying or selling a home can be stressful. It's one of the biggest decisions you'll make in your lifetime. That's why it's important to work with someone you trust, someone who has the right experience and knowledge of the market.
Hi, we're Patrick and Paulina Leiser with Leiser Real Estate Group.
And whether you're looking to buy or sell a home, our mission is to take the stress out of the transaction and make it as seamless and rewarding as possible.
Contact us today. We look forward to working with you.
When life feels heavy, your body feels it, your mind feels it. That is why I created Organic Elements Wellness Spa, a place where wellness is not a luxury, it's a way of life. Step into our wellness lounge with a Himalayan salt room, infrared sauna, steam room, and invigorating cold plunge. Restore your nervous system, detox your body, and clear your mind. Then experience customized massage, advanced skin therapies, and result-driven facials, all designed to help you look as good as you feel. There's nothing else like this in Southern Oregon. This is your space to heal, to reset, to glow. Call today to book your private wellness party for up to 15 guests or surprise someone special with a gift certificate.
Visit Organic Elements Wellness Spa on East Main Street in Medford. Book online at organicelementspa.com. Wellness is wholeness. Voted best of Southern Oregon.
Applegate River Golf and RV Resort, a pristine 9-hole course alongside the Applegate River. Their clubhouse offers a golf simulator experience. The RV resort is adjacent to the golf course with convenient pull-through parking. Applegate River Golf and RV Resort. Information at applegaterv.com.
Okay, welcome back, and always an honor and a joy to have with us Renard Jackson. He's the president and CEO of Renard Jackson and Associates. I've been tracking this young man. He's pretty busy out there. He does have a website, renardjackson.com. There's a picture of his landing page, and of course, he is an amazing advocate for black entrepreneurism and doing a great job with that. Brother Renard, good to see you, friend. How are you?
Perry, I'm doing good. Thank you for having me. And only you, Perry, can get me up at 1 in the morning, Japan time, to do an interview.
You're in Japan?
I just got in a couple hours ago. Alice sent me a text. I was like, if Perry calls, I got to show up. I don't care what time zone I'm in.
Good to see you, friend. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for your work. I've seen you around. You're doing a great job. Follow you, and God bless you. What are you doing over there?
I have some meeting and a couple of speeches to give here in Tokyo. And so I got a meeting with the American Chamber of Commerce in Japan in a few hours. And so this is my first time to Asia. So I'm really curious, Perry, to talk with some locals about all things Trump and how they view him. And I got a sneaking suspicion that they're probably more aligned with us than they are in opposition to us.
Okay. Well, let's talk to you when you get back home on the other side of that. That's really cool.
Okay.
Let me ask you this. Given where we are in this president's second term and his leadership, and now with the war in Iran and all that, how do you think the black voter is looking at all this?
Oh, Perry, that's a great question. And I wrote my column this week, which you probably have had. And I talk about that Trump is going to go down as the most transformative president that we've ever had, and especially relative to the black vote. And not so much about, Perry, whether the black community agrees or disagrees with Trump. But here's the thing that no one's giving Trump credit for. In 2015 or 2016, what did Trump famously say relative to the black vote? What do you have to lose?
Right.
Then he got 8% of the black vote in 16, 12% in 20, and 16% in 24. And so what Trump has done, Perry, relative to the black vote, he basically forced the black community to begin to question, why are we continuing to vote for the Democratic Party when they are out here political, homosexual, transsexual agenda, when they're out here trying to give amnesty for illegals, when Mondami in New York is saying he wants to give free child care to illegals in the city of New York. And so blacks are now, for the first time publicly, Perry, challenging the old line civil rights leaders and their institution, and they're concluding that voting Democrat doesn't make sense. We're voting against our own interests. Now, what the Republican Party's got to do and MAGA is got to show blacks that the Republican Party and MAGA is a viable alternative. And that's what I'm working with them on. And that's what I'm pushing, Perry. But the deal has not been closed. But the black community has gone into the auto showroom saying, we're looking for a new car to buy. Whether we buy it from you or not, that's an open debate. But that's the beauty of what Trump has done.
Okay. You've been concerned in the past, Renard, that, I want to say this carefully, that you're concerned in the past that Republicans use the black vote. They don't serve their needs. Is that still a problem?
It's a very big problem, Perry. And I have had a lot of conversations privately with the administration and the leadership on Capitol Hill. I think I'm getting through, Perry, but as you know, as long as you and I have been knowing each other, we have seen some progress in the right direction. I just want the progress to be put on steroids because, again, Perry, if we lose either house come up November, the House or the Senate, Trump is a lame duck and his administration is over, period. We've got to keep the House and the Senate. But the problem is, Perry, we got too many people in the House and the Senate who are Lisa Murkowski and Lynn Cheney type Republican, and it's really depressing the base vote, white and black, within the conservative movement. So I think we have a small window left, Perry, and getting out of this war in Iran and getting back on domestic issues. If we don't close that window within the next 30 to 45 days, Perry, we're going to have bad news come November.
If you were a candidate running in a district that had a large black community, as a conservative, what would be your message to them?
Number one, by far, is entrepreneurship. We have got to create a more business-friendly environment, and that's something President Trump has done beautifully. Is created a very pro-small business environment, getting rid of onerous government regulations. So that's number one, entrepreneurship by far. Number two is education. We got failing schools throughout the major cities all across the country, New York, Philadelphia, St. Louis, Chicago, Miami. We've got to deal with educating these students to read at grade level and then push them into a vocational track, I think, Perry, more so than a collegiate track, because with all this AI and computer science, you can graduate from high school if you understand programming and walk out of high school with a high school diploma and make $100,000 a year, or be a plumber, be an electrician. So a small business issue, education, and the third thing I would run on, Perry, and they're all interrelated, is the issue of values and morals. For you to say a 5-year-old boy could be a girl and vice versa, and for liberals to keep going to these hospitals and hospitals start giving kids who have not even reached puberty, puberty blockers and things like that. Those three issues, economics, education, and the morals and value issue, you'll win the election any day of the week.
I have noticed lately some numbers that you probably track a whole lot better than I do, but it looks like black entrepreneurism is on the rise. Is that true?
It's very true. And within that statistic, Perry, black females are creating more jobs at a higher level than any other group, black, white, Asian. They are the fastest growth within the black entrepreneurship is black women. And so Trump's policy, despite what you hear out of these liberal black groups, the NAACP, the Urban League, the Al Sharpton, blacks do better when Republicans control the White House than when Democrats. I mean, the numbers don't lie. The numbers back up that assertion. And so Trump needs to do a better job in communicating and messaging on economic issues directly to the black community. Perry, I've told you this for a long time. I don't want to see Donald Trump at the White House on stage with another rapper, entertainer, or athlete. They must be the business community.
Okay. Do you think that the black church is changing?
The black church, sadly to say, Perry, and you know, you and I are kindred spirits when it comes to our religious faith. And me being a graduate of Oral Roberts University, the church globally has let us down. Let us meaning people. There used to be a time in change and confusion and turmoil, Perry. There used to be a time people would flock to the church, looking to the pastor, the preacher, for guidance and direction and what thus saith the Lord. The church no longer has that power or ability because we've lost faith in our religious institutions. When you have the two popes, the previous pope and the current pope, pushing homosexuality, open borders all over the world, and they're so detached, Perry, from their membership, both Catholic and non-Catholic, and so there's a total degradation of our faith in all institutions, but specifically within the church. And America cannot be the beacon of the world, a city on the hill, if we don't have that moral underpinning, Perry, and we must get back to that.
That's well said, friend. Well said. What did you think of Jesse Jackson's son scolding former President Clinton, Vice President Harris, and President Biden, basically scolding them for turning the memorial service into a political rally?
I thought it was very appropriate, and as you may know, Perry, I had known Jesse Jackson for well over 40 years. I've known him since high school and had been in touch with him all the way through the end. And Jesse, when you look at the balance of his life, he did more good than bad. And for the Democrats, as they are known to do when black leaders die, they turn it into a partisan political affair versus paying homage to the legacy. And so I thought what Jesse Jr. did was very appropriate. And matter of fact, he could have been a lot more brutal and in your face, but he was trying to call up the spirit of his father and be more of a diplomat. But I thought it was appropriate. And to be honest with you, Perry, I was totally embarrassed that they took a legacy like Jesse Jackson and turned it into a highly partisan event.
Well, it was certainly disgraceful.
Yeah.
What do you do with Sharpton and Warnock?
Number one, you ignore them. Number one, Perry. Then number two, it's amazing that Republicans will meet with Sharpton and Warnock, and when Jesse was alive, Mark Morial from the Urban League, they spend more time meeting with them than they do black conservatives. And this has been a problem for 30 or 40 years, Perry. This is nothing new. And I've advised the party leadership from the White House through Congress that why would you meet with people who are totally antithetical to the values and the policies that you're promoting? They meet more with them, Perry, than they do with people like me.
Yeah.
Now, if you can make that make sense, Perry, you're a better man than I am.
No, and I really appreciate your tenacity on that and clarity, quite frankly. You know, the other thing is there's a lot of research coming out now. Even George Barna is admitting that there seems to be a real drawing of young people to the church, especially young men. And when you pull those numbers back, it includes black young men being drawn to the church. What's your take on that, Renard?
Yeah, no, I think you're right. And I'm seeing that as I move across the country and throughout the world, Perry, because the Democrats have gone so far overboard, Perry. And I'm going to tell you, from personal knowledge, when I go to college campuses and when I talk to recent college graduates, Perry, they're not supportive of this radical homosexual agenda. They don't want government involved in their life. Their attitude is, Perry, I don't need the government. Just get out of my way. Give me a level playing field, and I can live with the consequences. Either I work hard or I don't. Either I'm tenacious and continue even in the midst of obstacles, but don't put artificial barriers. Right now, Perry, a lot of these younger folks in the demographic you're talking about, they're looking at, hey, we did everything our parents told us to do. Went to college, got a degree, kept our nose clean. And now we're fighting with someone from India and China on an H-1B visa for a computer science job or engineering job because the Indians will work for half the price I'll work for, and it's hurting me. And so they're looking at the policy the Democrats are pushing and saying, why would I continue to vote for them? I can't find a job because of the policy they're pushing. I need to look at part. And so, again, the door is open, Perry. We just have to close the deal.
Okay, good. We're heading into the 250th birthday celebration of the United States. How would you describe patriotism in the black community?
Oh, it's at an all-time high because remember, Perry, my parents and great-grandparents, they all served in the military, and it was almost their patriotic duty when they finished high school to go in the military and come out and take advantage of the GI Bill, go to college, open up a business, or go work for the post office. And so what I think, again, conservatives need to do a better job of, Perry, is providing a platform for these blacks who are patriotic. I'm talking about folks, blacks in the hood, Perry. You walk into inner city anywhere, D.C., St. Louis, Chicago, you will see patriotism within the black community, but CNN and MSNBC will not put those blacks on their networks because they don't fit into the narrative. And so, as you and I have talked forever, Perry, we conservatives have to use our platform to highlight what the liberal media will not highlight.
Yeah. Bernard, thank you for staying up, buddy. Doing international travel and staying up, look, that's no easy task. I'm honored by your dedication. Thank you. And how long will you be there?
I'll be there for 10 days. And if you want to meet me over, come on, Perry, and have some fun with me.
Let's see, a white guy and a black guy, and where are you? Osaka?
Japan, exactly. That's the American dream in Japan.
Yeah, well, we could write our own book on that one. That'd be great.
No question.
All right, thank you, brother. Talk to you when you get back.
Okay, thanks, Barry.
Hi, I'm the SOS Alarm guy, here to tell you about a great deal. SOS Alarm will not only beat any internet deal, but will install the system too. So burglars, beware. SOS Alarm for security and beyond.
Something to think about from the Dove TV.
Mourning is sadness over sin. You're mourning because of your sin or the effects of sin, even if it's on others. Sin should make us sad. When we see it in our own lives, the regrets of our sin, and when we see its effect in the world around us, on our loved ones, on our society. The negative effects of sin are no joking matter. You are blessed when what hurts the heart of God hurts your heart too. You are blessed when you feel about evil the way God feels about evil, where it's not dismissed, but it hurts.
Once again, our very own Dove TV was recognized for excellence by the National Religious Broadcasters with the prestigious Station of the Year Award for 2026.
And this year's recipient of TV Station of the Year Award is Dove TV.
This makes 9 times the Dove has been honored by our peers with this celebrated national award. We're grateful, and another reason to stay encouraged and informed by watching and supporting the Dove TV.
Okay, welcome back. And I've been looking forward to having back our good friend, and we're honored to have him, Robert Spencer. He's the director of Jihad Watch and a Shulman Fellow there at the David Horowitz Freedom Center. He's the author of 29 books, including the best-selling The Palestinian Delusion and The History of Jihad from Mohammed to ISIS to Anti-Semitism. And he's got a brand new book out. And his latest one is entitled Holy Hell: Islam's Abuse of Women and the Infidels Who Enable It. There's a picture of the cover of the book there on the screen. You can go to jihadwatch.org is his website. Very resourceful, jihadwatch.org. Brother Robert, how are you, friend? Good to see you.
Hey, good to see you as always, Barry. Thanks.
Thank you for your time. What's your 30,000-foot view of the war with Iran?
It's a mess, and it's a big mess because the president is saying that there's been regime change, and there has not been regime change. He's done a great thing in severely weakening the Islamic Republic of Iran and its ability to sow mayhem and terror all around the world. And that's all to the good. At the same time, to pretend that the Islamic Republic is not still in place is, I don't know what. I don't know if he is trying to do some kind of a psyop, or if he's being misinformed. But in any case, the unfortunate truth is that the Islamic Republic is still in power. The people of Iran are going to have to overthrow it, and they don't have the weapons or the leadership to do so, precisely because the Islamic Republic is so brutal and violent and bloody. And so this problem is just being kicked down the road, as it has been by so many other presidents. And it's going to recur, because the leaders of the Islamic Republic, whoever they may be right now, they believe they have a divine mission. Mm-hmm. And that divine mission is not really divine. It's deeply evil. It's demonic. But this is what they believe. And as a result, they're going to keep on trying to destroy Israel and also destroy America as long as that regime stays in power.
The ceasefire doesn't seem to be holding. There's leaks around the edges of this whole thing. It doesn't appear that anybody believes it's going to hold. So where do we end up with this?
Well, the president has said that we're going to keep people in place, keep troops in the area. And so he's clearly left the door open, left the door open to returning to military action if the Iranians don't ceasefire. But that's already happened. And so now we're faced with the question of whether the president is simply going to declare a peace and ignore evidence to the contrary, which unfortunately he did regarding Hamas in Gaza, or whether he's going to take note of the fact that they violated the ceasefire and act accordingly as necessary.
Do you think between the United States and Israel, inevitably, the current leadership will be removed?
Yeah, I don't think that they can stay there much longer. It's a regime that is hated by nearly all of the Iranian people. And if the United States and Israel keep up the pressure, then despite the tremendous obstacles that the Iranian people face in terms of resisting this regime internally, it may become untenable for the Islamic regime to stay in place simply because of the constant barrage from the U.S. and Israel, coupled with the pressure from within. And so we can hope that it's not going to be there much longer. The problem is, after having said all that, I do have to say that the Chinese communist government looked as if it was in its last days at the time of the Tiananmen Square massacre. But that massacre and the subsequent repression has kept it in power now for another 37 years. And that same thing could happen in the Islamic Republic.
It appears that obviously Israel and the United States are talking, but it appears that Israel is more determined to get the leadership than the United States is, and maybe that's where the rhetoric differs. But it is an open door for Israel to do that. Do you think they will?
I sure hope so, Perry, because like I said, as long as this regime stays in power, they're going to be waging jihad. The late Ayatollah Khamenei said, "Death to America, is not just a slogan, it's a policy. And that goes for death to Israel as well. This is not just something that they're saying to be intimidating. This is the guiding principle and goal of the whole regime. And so, as long as there's anybody running the Islamic Republic, as long as Iran still is an Islamic Republic, they'll be waging war against the United States and Israel. And so, to take it out is really the only path to any kind of secure peace.
So, to that end, we're slowly digesting the reality that the Islamic regime is a death cult, and they will stay there, and they're willing to die for this. Are they willing to blow themselves up for this?
Sure, because the Quran in chapter 9, verse 111 guarantees a place in paradise to those who kill and are killed for Allah. And so if you kill infidels and are killed in the process, then you are assured of the 72 virgins and a place in the great bordello in the sky. Now, that is extremely important because there's no other guaranteed paradise in the Quran under any circumstances. It's just a matter of if your good deeds outweigh your bad deeds, then you'll go to paradise rather than hell. But nobody can really be sure of that because nobody knows how many good deeds and bad deeds he's got. Nobody knows how much they weigh. And so it can drive you crazy, Perry.
Yeah.
And this guarantee of paradise is what motivates suicide bombers around the world.
All right, so they're not going to give up unless they're taken out. I think we're slowly accepting that. Secondly, there is a lot of enriched uranium buried somewhere that's very toxic. We haven't been able to get in there and get it. Could they use that in its current form to do immeasurable damage?
Well, in its current form, it's most likely buried under hundreds of feet of rubble. And so nobody really knows what kind of condition that it's in. But uranium being uranium, it's very likely that if it can be found and dug out, then it can certainly, yes, cause any kind of all manner of damage. We should remember the ongoing threat of what's called a dirty bomb, which is simply uranium exposed to the public, even if it's not in the form of some kind of a sophisticated missile or a bomb apparatus. It can still cause hundreds, if not thousands, of deaths.
Yeah. You had mentioned that the ceasefire has dual purposes. I mean, it is a time of cooling off. It is a time of reload. What else can it be?
Well, this is the big problem. And that is where it's yet another missed opportunity, Perry. And there's just an ever-lengthening string of these going back years. It's incredible to me that nobody in Washington or in Jerusalem, for that matter, seems interested in studying Islam and understanding Islamic law. And yet, when you've got the Islamic Republic of Iran, that's the key to getting a clear idea of what they're all about. And the Islamic law makes it very clear. You do not ask for a truce and you do not accept a truce except under two conditions, two either-or conditions. One is that the enemy looks like they're about to convert to Islam. That one's not in play here. But the other condition is if you're losing and you need time to gather your strength to fight again more effectively, then you agree to a truce with an infidel enemy. So when the Iranians signaled that they were agreeing to a ceasefire, they were willing to agree to a ceasefire, that was the time when the Americans and the Israelis should have said to each other, they're losing and they know they're losing. This is the time to press on to final victory. But because they don't know that and they refuse to study Islam, they say, oh, great, we can get a ceasefire now. There will be peace. And the whole charade happens yet again.
On the diplomatic side of that, Robert, the president can say to the world, we tried everything. Now we're going to finish the job. Does that carry any credibility?
Yeah, he could say that. And he could make it clear that in light of the fact that they've broken the ceasefire, that they clearly don't have any real interest in achieving some kind of a lasting accord. And thus the only option left is to make sure that this regime does not continue in power. Nowadays, Perry, regime change becomes some kind of terrible taboo because of the disasters in Iraq and Afghanistan. Iran is not Iraq or Afghanistan. In Iraq and Afghanistan, there was every reason to believe that a pro-Sharia, pro-jihad Islamic regime would follow any regime change. In Iran, that's what they've already got. They want a secular regime. And the vast majority of the Iranian people would welcome a regime change. Regime change does not always result in disaster and need not always do so. After all, in World War II, we removed Hitler from power, and people were not standing around saying, oh, we can't have regime change. We have to just hope that some moderate Nazis will take power. It would have been laughed at, and it should be today.
It appears to me, Robert, between the United States and Israel's intelligence, and between Israel and the United States military capabilities, we can finish the job. Why aren't we?
Well, there's no doubt that we can finish the job, but America's been fighting with one hand tied behind our back ever since World War II. There hasn't been any full commitment of the U.S. military. There wasn't in Korea, there wasn't in Vietnam, there wasn't in Iraq or Afghanistan. It's as if public opinion would be so prohibitively against any such operation that it's assumed that it cannot be undertaken. And really, it's true. Even one American casualty now is considered to be a great disaster. And certainly it's a human tragedy. I'm not minimizing that. But the fact is that war is an ugly business. And if we really wanted to clear out the regime in Iran and achieve lasting peace for the region, we could do so. But it would come at a cost. And nobody in America seems to be willing to pay that cost at this point.
Yeah. One more quick question before I take a break. The Strait. It's kind of a mystery to me why we just haven't taken control of it. And I don't know. I'm scratching my head. Am I missing something here?
Well, there are reports, but they're not confirmed, that Russia and China have warned that there would be a tremendous escalation if the U.S. cleared out the Strait. And so it looks as if they are hoping that the Iranians will back off of their own accord. But we've already seen that they're not going to do that, because they agreed to do that in the ceasefire and then immediately closed the Strait again. And so clearly there has to be people who are willing to take drastic action, but it looks as if nobody has the nerve. Now, maybe they're right. Maybe they're staving off World War III. But effectively, what we do know for sure is that they're just kicking the can down the road. The Islamic Republic of Iran is going to continue to be a threat, and they're just postponing the problem.
Ultimately, do we put boots on the ground?
I certainly hope not, but it may be that if we really wanted to get rid of the Islamic regime in Iran, that would be the only way. Now, we can hope that the Iranian people will be able to rise up. Short of putting boots on the ground right now, we should be working on ways to get weaponry, get aid to the Iranian people so that they can do the job themselves. That hasn't even been attempted. And failing that, then it may be that that's the only option. I don't think that's where we are yet.
Okay. All right, let me take a quick break. We'll come back and talk to Robert about his new book, but check out his website, jihadwatch.org, jihadwatch.org. We'll be right back. Mornings on the Dove covers issues affecting you.
But we also take the time to have some fun and laugh.
Sometimes that's all you can do.
And these days, we all need encouragement. Count on Mornings on the Dove to deliver just that from God's Word.
Along with the day's forecast and interesting stories from Jerry's historical archives.
So start your day with encouragement and information.
Join us for Mornings on the Dove. Weekdays on the Dove TV, radio, and streaming.
Stewardship begins with the knowledge that nothing belongs to us, but everything belongs to the Lord. This helps us to run a business not in the fear of lack, but in the assurance of His care and provision. Such a perspective eliminates the drive to sell and replaces it with a heart that says serve. This begins with serving our clients and coworkers with integrity and genuine care. That's why McKelly's is automotive service with a heart for God and treating others as we ourselves would want to be treated. Our promise is to never sell our clients anything we don't believe they need. Another is to do all we can to meet other needs, such as shuttle service and loaner cars, or taking the time to really listen. even at times praying with our customers. Sometimes this means sacrifice, going above and beyond. But that's why I work for Kelly's Automotive Service, honoring God while serving people with honesty and integrity.
Welcome back. Honored to have back with us Robert Spencer, and he's the director of Jihad Watch, and he's also a Shulman Fellow there at the David Horowitz Freedom Center. His latest book is an amazing one called Holy Hell, Islam's Abuse of Women and the Infidels Who Enable It. There's a picture of the book on the screen. They can get that online, Robert?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and if there are any bookstores out there, it might even be in one of them.
All right, there you go. And jihadwatch.org is his website. All right, jihad against Christianity is a real thing. We're seeing it in Nigeria at a level that is just staggering. And yet, the world doesn't seem to be responding to this. What's your take on that?
Perry, in Nigeria, it's been an ongoing jihad. It's reached genocidal proportions, and the world is ignoring it. I think one of the strangest things about this is that everybody in the world, in the non-Muslim world, seems to have made a decision never to speak about Islamic jihad or to admit that it exists. And if you look at every instance of jihad around the globe today, they are all explained away in different ways. And so in Israel, it's that the Israelis have supposedly stolen the Palestinians' land. In Iran, it's because they have this ballistic missile program and we have to stop their missiles from landing. In Nigeria, it's the herdsmen who are Muslim fighting against the farmers who are Christian to take their land. And it's every last one of those, all three of those that I mentioned are actually Islamic jihads motivated by the imperative within Islamic teaching and within the Quran to fight against unbelievers, to subjugate them under the rule of Islamic law as second-class citizens, and to enforce Islamic law against them. And yet nobody is willing, or very few people are willing, to see that it's all the same ideology in all three cases and elsewhere around the world as well. And nobody wants to confront the jihad ideology. So in Nigeria, there is talk as if it's all just a land dispute and dismissed as such. The government remains completely impotent and or indifferent to it. Trump said he was going to help the Christians and sent one token airstrike and that was it. And otherwise, the world yawns and turns away. It's a terrible scandal and terrible tragedy.
Yeah, I've talked to people who are actively involved there. It's just, even on Easter Sunday, how many people were slaughtered on Easter Sunday. It's just amazing. All right, I want to come to your book, Holy Hell, Islam's Abuse of Women and the Infidels Who Enable It. You touch on something that's really big, because around the country in the United States, we have people demonstrating for Iran, for the Muslim faith, and yet their own personhood wouldn't even exist in that culture if they lived there. So what led you to take this on?
Well, you know, Perry, for years at jihadwatch.org, I've been covering the Muslim rape gang scandal called the grooming gang scandal in Britain, and noting that thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, maybe even over 1 million British girls were victimized and their lives destroyed by these gangs of Muslim rapists and pimps. And these guys were acting upon teachings of the Quran that allow essentially the sexual enslavement of infidel women. And in the book, I show where this all is, chapter and verse in the Quran, how it's justified in Islamic tradition and by the example of Muhammad, the Prophet of Islam. Meanwhile, all the infidel authorities in Britain looked the other way for decades because they were afraid that if they prosecuted the perpetrators, they would be accused of being racist and Islamophobic, and that could destroy their careers. And not only did this happen in Britain, but as I show in the book, it happened in Australia, Sweden, Germany, France. It's happened all over the world. It's commonplace in some Muslim majority areas, Muslim majority countries, such as Pakistan and Egypt. And yet, here again, there seems to be some kind of conspiracy of silence to obscure the Islamic roots of it. So I thought that this book would be useful to people to show that this is what this is all about. It's rooted in Islamic teaching. In Britain, even today, there's growing controversy about this issue, but even authorities who are calling attention to it have generally declined to state that this is something that's rooted in Islam. We have to confront that, or it's just going to keep happening.
Okay, it's been said that the UK is literally on the brink of losing itself. And they've allowed the coexistence of Sharia law and parliamentary law. But in those Sharia law-controlled communities, this kind of abuse is taking place and nothing's being done about it. I don't know if we here in the United States understand our conversation here, but it's real. I know people over there, it's real. I will say it seems to also have produced maybe a silent underground revival on the Christian side of things. But on the other side of things, this is very threatening. I wonder if we really get it.
Well, I don't think people do actually really get it, either in America or in Britain. In Britain, as a matter of fact, as I show in the book, there was a leftist politician, Sarah Champion, who some years ago actually wrote an article saying, hey, we have to face the fact that the vast majority of these rapists and these gangs are Pakistani men, migrants. And she got all kinds of trouble and was forced to resign from her position in the shadow cabinet. Now, that's extraordinary because they really were Pakistanis. They still are. But as I said, they weren't motivated by being Pakistani. They were motivated by teachings of Islam. And Sarah Champion didn't mention that. Very few people, actually, I don't know of any British politicians who dare to talk about the fact that this is Islamic. Now, coming to the United States, the problem is that in the United States, there are fewer Muslims than there are in Britain. But they have the same Quran, they have the same Muhammad, they have the same teachings of Islam. And so this problem is something we are going to see here. It is not, we're not going to be exempt. They don't have a different Islam here, but it's not on the radar. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's thinking about it. There are controversies about Sharia now in various states, Perry, and in the U.S. Congress, there's the Sharia Free Caucus, and I say that's great, more power to them. But the fact is that the opposition to those efforts constantly says that Sharia is completely harmless religious law. There's no reason why anybody should be upset about it. And they never admit that Sharia contains things like the justification for this kind of activity.
Oh, boy. Why haven't women realized this? Why haven't women come out and exposed this greater? I mean, is the power intimidation working here?
I think it's more the power of the idea of multiculturalism and diversity among leftists. Feminists, they speak out against the alleged mistreatment of women in the United States and the supposed wage gap and all that business, and they agitate for abortion and so on. But when it comes to Islam, it's become clear that there's a hierarchy of leftist causes, and Islam trumps feminism. And so feminists suddenly, when they are complaining all day about Christianity in America, they clam up when it comes to Islam because they say they've got to respect cultural diversity. And so it's clear, for whatever reason, that Islam overrides their feminist concerns in among leftists.
So it's being protected because it's considered religion, right?
Yeah, I think that that's very much part of it. that if this were a political ideology, it would already have been outlawed and there would be very strict measures against it. But because it's a religion and also one of the world's great religions, as all the social studies textbooks would tell us and so on, that people are afraid. And the Muslim groups in the United States have also very skillfully played both the left and the right and portrayed any criticism of Islam, any opposition to Sharia as bigotry, racism, and Islamophobia. And of course, politicians, that's the kiss of death. They don't want to be called racist, then their careers will be over. And so they shy away from any kind of scrutiny of Sharia, even when it's frankly discriminatory, violent, supremacist, and brutal.
Couple quick questions before we run out of time. Do you think America's law enforcement across the board, from federal government down to the local sheriff, is somewhat on high alert for sleeper cells because of the war in Iran?
Oh, yeah. I think there's no doubt about that because, well, for one thing, there's no doubt that the sleeper cells exist. And it should be noted also that the sleeper cells are very sophisticated. Did you notice, for example, in Austin, Texas, the guy who shot people in a bar at the beginning of March, he was wearing an Islamic Republic of Iran t-shirt. He was actually a migrant from Senegal. The sleeper cells from Iran don't recruit Iranians. They recruit other Muslims because they know that they'll be able to better evade law enforcement that way. And so one unintended effect of his attack was that it alerted law enforcement to that tactic, and they're on that now.
One last big quick question, Robert. Do you think the president is now beginning to understand what Islam is all about?
I think the president showed indications that he understood what Islam was all about 10 years ago, but that recently he has not given any such indications. It's a matter of grave concern. I think he's decided to take a pragmatic route and hope that pragmatic considerations will win out, and they will go far, but they won't go the whole way. And I hope that at some point he will recover his understanding of the jihad imperative.
That would leave Israel alone finishing the job, wouldn't it?
Yes, and I think that's a very real possibility here, especially with the midterms coming up.
Yeah. Hey, thank you. Congratulations on your new book and all the work you do. Let me say to our viewers and listeners, check it out. It's called Holy Hell, Islam's Abuse of Women and the Infidels Who Enable It. I realize this subject is, pretty delicate, but I think you need to understand that this is a part of the faith, the religion of Islam, and that's why it's being really untouched. And also check out Robert's website, jihadwatch.org, and there's a picture of that landing page. God bless you, my friend. I don't know when you're sleeping, but keep up the good work.
Thanks, Barry. You too.
All right, God bless.
Since 1934, Grange Co-op has been more than just a store. We've been a cornerstone of our community, owned by people like you. We proudly offer top-quality farm and ranch supplies, including our own Rogue feed, as well as workwear, Western apparel, garden essentials, and pet care products. By signing up as a Grange Rewards customer,